That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Left, beat left.
What the hell was that? Oh, yeah!
What the fuck are you talking about?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, brand new edition of the Hockey Happy Hour right here on A2DRadio.com. I am Matt Cinsudi along with the Darkwing Brian Daly.
What's going on?
And tonight we are giving live reactions to Tampa Bay and Carolina for their game, but we're also finishing up Boston and the Islanders right now, and the Islanders have just tied it, so it's looking like we're going to get a little bit of free hockey on this bad boy. But
Looking like it.
Yeah, it definitely is. We've only seen, 2 overtimes so far in the second round? I think it's been that. Because it was
One with Colorado and Vegas last night.
Yeah, and then there was one with the Islanders and the Bruins in the previous game.
Yeah, only 2 so far.
Well,
Thank God, I can't stand extra hockey.
You might be the only hockey fan in the world who actually doesn't like it.
It's just a playoff one, man. It's like a whole nother period. I don't want to be up that late. I just don't. I'm old. Like, I need to get my sleep.
Oh,
You hit 30 and you don't realize how much you need that sleep for the next day.
gotta get
For me anyway.
gotta get shit done the next day. I gotta go to work and stuff.
Seriously. I ain't got time for that no more.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hockey Happy Hour once again. And as always, we are brought to you by Body Check Wellness, created by Riley Cote. And it is a line of products that use hemp. And they basically have topicals, ointments, gummies, edibles, anything like that. And it uses balance, focus. It helps you with getting those major important factors in your life going in the right direction, and the Islanders have a power play currently. And
big opportunity for Islanders to take advantage.
Yeah, big chance for them. Maybe shut this one out and get a 2-1 victory and snag it right before the third period ends. I know that would definitely please you.
Me?
Yes.
I got Boston going to the conference finals. It don't matter either way.
I was just saying just because you could avoid overtime. But
Yeah, for sure.
But Body Check Wellness promotes focus and clarity with their line of products using hemp, and you can use A2D promo code for 20% off of your order. You can use that anytime, and also when Riley Cote is on with us, if you use that code, you get 40% off. Oh, big chance by the Islanders right there, but it missed wide. And that 40% off is off of a THC-free box of products, and it's about $140 worth of savings with that. So plenty of great stuff that they have. Rob's been using them, and they've been helping him out tremendously. And unfortunately, Mr. Broken One, Rob Povia, will not be joining us tonight, unfortunately, although he'll probably show up in the comments at some point.
Better.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he won't be on the air, but he'll be back next week. Well, he'll be back. Don't worry.
Oh, what an opportunity by Pajot.
Yeah, the Islanders are, great chances coming around. Bruins are having a hard time getting this one.
This has been a really, really good power play. The last couple of power plays have been really good for the Islanders. They just need to figure out how to beat Rask. They haven't been able to do that.
Yeah, they've only done it a handful of times in the whole series, really.
It's made it a very, very good series, and then we're going to overtime.
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, wow. Boy, what a game so far, folks.
What a series this has been. Just the whole division so far they've just been great. I think so. The Pacific has been really good. But there's just something about just I even forget what was this, the Metro division still?
East, but practically it's only 2 teams from the Atlantic that are in
been so good. It's, the games are physical, they're fast paced. the games have never. I mean, you haven't really had many blowouts in this one. All the games have been close. It's been really, really entertaining, for sure. So,
and we got Prism. What's up, Priz? Chiming in. Barzell. But he's doing it. Barzell. That's how he wants it to be said. That is a grown-ass man playing big boy hockey, stepping up when he's supposed to. And that is true. Being the superstar that you need, coming up with that big clutch goal right
Meanwhile, we're 3 games into the second round. He just got his first goal of the playoffs.
Yeah, that is true. You can't knock him for that. That's pretty bad. It shouldn't have taken him that long to get on the score sheet. But anyway.
I've been picking on him all day. I'm sorry, Priz. I love you, buddy.
And we've got Mr. Vespi chiming in. Hey, yo, sorry to bother you at work. I agree to the poll, and Joe Thornton still sucks. Boy, you had a great timing for that, because the poll question for tonight, which is brought to you by Body Check Wellness, the Maple Leafs choke job this year was worse than the Lightning's back in 2019. Agree or disagree? Obviously, everybody remembers when the Lightning got swept by the Columbus Blue Jackets. That was a year where the Lightning were setting records in the regular season and won the President's Trophy. But the old President's Trophy curse came back and bit Tampa Bay right in the ass as Columbus proceeded to sweep them and win their first ever playoff series. Then, a few years later, we go into the playoffs once again, and the Toronto Maple Leafs, with a chance to finish off the series with a 3-1 lead. Not only did they fail to do it in Game 5, they failed to do it in Game 6, and then they ultimately dropped the big old goose egg and fell right the fuck apart in a Game 7. Came out flat, never got it going. Montreal did a great job in that Game 7. They smelled the blood in the water. They absolutely jumped all over it. Carey Price was absolutely phenomenal. At the end of the day, though, Toronto, they choked. And there's nothing more you could say about it. Matthews didn't. What did he do? Marner got himself penalized multiple times for delay of game. Like, yeah, I know you didn't have John Tavares, but still no excuse. You have a ton of talent on this team, and you couldn't get the job done. So,
like, I won't even put anything on that. The last 3 games, he just got flat out outworked by Montreal. Put all those stupid penalties and all that stuff aside. Montreal wanted it more. And the thing, and I agree to the poll, this might be worse than Tampa Bay's collapse. And I'm going to tell you why. This team was so deep and built for a cup run. You look at Jack Campbell, played phenomenal in that the entire series. Freddie Anderson is backup. It's not a bad backup to have.
No.
You go out and you get Nick Foligno. You have Mitch Marner. You have William Nylander, who had a hell of a series against Montreal. You have Austin Matthews. You have Joe Thornton. You go out and you bring in leadership. You bring out grit. This team was built to win the cup this year.
Yeah. That's what they were shooting for.
Tampa Bay wasn't that year. They were built really well. They were built to make a deep run, but to win a cup, that was Toronto this year. They should have won the cup this year. But, you know, they choked. This was a huge choke job. And you would expect them to, after losing Jonathan Tavares to that injury, to kind of step up a little bit and play more for JT. But, I mean, you lose Jake Muzzin, which is a tough loss on the defensive side of the puck, but you're still so deep on that roster. You're not even just getting good play from the vets. You're getting good play from some of the youngins, too. And you can't pull it off. You can't pull. That should have been a 5-game series at most against Montreal. And you let Montreal just flat out outwork you through the rest of the series, especially Game 7.
It's just, I think Jake Friel, though, does bring up a good point, though. He says, "What's up, boys? I agree to the poll. Must be something with white and blue jerseys."
That's a valid point. That's a valid point. Because the jerseys are actually kind of similar.
Pretty much. Same color scheme. The only difference is the location and logo. And team name, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Person saying, Yeah, it could be worse. Could be Marner.
I feel bad for the kid. I do. I feel bad
Yeah.
for Marner. I mean, I'm going to pose this question to you while we're on the subject.
Sure.
If you're Kevin Dubas right now, what do you do? What do you do with the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Well, the problem is what really can you do? Because you've got a lot of money devoted to the offensive side. So the problem is, it's like, okay, what do you do now? Do you do anything panic wise? And I don't think you should. I get that, this was a very bad collapse on the part of the Maple Leafs, but at the same time, this is when you start seeing people pushing the panic button and making really stupid decisions and trading away players that you shouldn't trade away, and then realize,
Mitch Marner rumors.
Yeah. And here's the thing, though. It's like, what? Like, you trade that away. It's like, all right, you traded away a really talented player, and yeah, you still have Austin Matthews, and you have William Nylander, then you have John Tavares. Still, you have talent, but you just lost a lot of talent. And what does it net you in return? Does it net you anything that's going to make your team better than it was going into this playoffs? Or are you guys going to want? Because then what happens is, what if you lose again? What if it happens again? What, are you going to panic again? And then do it all over again? Say, fuck it, we gotta trade somebody else. Somebody has to be responsible for this. It's like, you have to do the right thing by this of saying, okay, clearly the team didn't want to win this series. We need to take a very long look at this team. We also need to take a look at the mental health of this team. And we need to look at it and say, okay, something happened where this team either got cocky because they were up 3-1 in a series, or they absolutely fell apart because Montreal fought like basically like caged animals, because they were. It was go big or go home for them, and they fought hard. We saw it happen against the Flyers. The Flyers couldn't finish them off in 5. They had to do it in 6. So again, they didn't handle it well.
No,
for me, I would say, like, I wouldn't make any panic moves, because I don't know if trading Mitch Marner is going to get you the answer that you're looking for. I think that's okay. You're just trading away a talented player. What the fuck are you getting in return? Are you getting the players in return that you need, that are ultimately going to, take up the role of leadership or something? Because Matthews sure as shit didn't. And what are you going to do? And I don't know. I don't know if Mitch Marner would be the answer of trading him away, and then all of a sudden it fixes the picture.
I mean, it could and it couldn't. I mean, I was posed this question and I didn't know how to answer it. I really don't, because, like I said, this team was built for a Stanley Cup run.
Yeah,
they were built to get there, and like I said, they should have beaten Montreal. Montreal is a younger, much less experienced team than Toronto is, and they don't have just as much talent. What's up, Tommy? I mean, the only thing that they really had that was better than Toronto was Carey Price. And Carey Price played amazing. Don't get it twisted. He absolutely stole that series. But I mean, if you look on the defensive side, they got some good players on the defensive side. Like they can play well in their own zone, and they did a great job of getting in the lanes and blocking shots and forcing Toronto to the outside. Toronto didn't get many chances in the slot, which was great, and it led to a little bit more turnovers, bad shots. Carey Price putting himself in good positions. But in that same breath, there was no score. Toronto started off hot and lost their scoring touch. We had William Nylander stayed consistent throughout the entire series, but other than that, Mitch Marner kind of dropped off. Austin Matthews was on a milk carton most of the series.
Pretty much.
Joe Thornton, where was he? Who else? Wayne Simmons. He wasn't even on the physical side. Nick Foligno. I don't even remember Nick Foligno's name being called outside of passing plays.
That, and also the fight that he had with Corey Perry because of the incident that happened that took Tavares out of the series.
Yeah, and that was just an unfortunate play, and that sucks for JT. And I'm glad he's feeling better, and I'm glad he's is going to be able to get his rest and be able to get ready for next year. But that was supposed to be your spark, and it wasn't. And Montreal took advantage. Montreal was just a little bit quicker, which clearly not what I was expecting. And in game 7, who scored the first goal? Was that Kakaniemi or was Eric Stahl the first goal? Either way, and the Eric Stahl goal.
I think it was Eric Stahl.
Eric Stahl, his goal was off a bad turnover. And Corey Perry did a great job of breaking to the net, and he fed Eric Stahl, who was sitting by himself on the other side of the net. Like what?
And ironically,
that's the mistakes that they've made that cost them the series.
And ironically, that's the kind of stuff that Joe Thornton should have been doing with guys like Nick Foligno and veteran players like that. You saw veteran players on Montreal make a difference, but then you see in Toronto, they weren't making much of a difference. It's like Corey Perry and Eric Stahl, two guys who have been here, and I guess you could call they're in their twilight of their careers, and yet they're coming through with big goals here in a Game 7. What the fuck has Joe Thornton done? What the fuck has Foligno done? What the fuck have any of them done? It's like, yeah, I get it. You don't have Tavares, but I know some people are probably making that excuse, and I know some people are probably going to say, well, Campbell was inexperienced. I don't blame that on goaltending, and I don't blame that on
because Campbell played well enough to win all those games. The defense was not as good as they usually are, or they were in the regular season, and the offense went non-existent. John, what's up? Don, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up, John, and what's up, Don?
John, why is your name highlighted in green there? What does that mean?
It's got a logo too on the side.
He's got one of our A2D memberships.
Oh, actually, that's a good segue. Might as well introduce everybody to that while we got time here. Let me see. Where is that? There it is. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have A2D memberships, $9.99 a month you can get for some amazing perks, including shout-outs, members-only shows, appearances, and weekly picks from the Money Pot podcast that you should absolutely check out. Get some great advice on there if you're making some bets. So, hey, there's a lot of great perks here that we got going on in A2D for you guys out there. Join up as soon as you can. It's absolutely worth the $9.99 a month.
John, we love and appreciate the continued support you have for the station here, brother. So Absolutely. Keep it up. Priz, Don, why the hell didn't you sign up yet?
Oh, let's see. We got
love all the continued support from everybody, whether you're a member or not. We love you guys.
Absolutely.
Appreciate y'all.
And Priz saying Leafs had no killer instinct, and I do agree. They didn't have any killer instinct whatsoever, which is a huge problem. And you would think that they would, because there was enough guys on this team that have been on playoff teams, that have been in situations like this where they have a series, they have it by the balls, and they say, okay, let's finish this the fuck off. So it's not like this is an inexperienced team. This is a team that has plenty of guys on it that know what it's like to have a series pretty much on the cusp of winning. But,
Oh, Pesci whiffed on the shot.
It's still 2-2?
Still 2-2. We're in the second half of the third period, about 8:35 to go.
All right, then. So we might have 2 overtimes going on at the same time.
Do you have the Tampa Bay game on, or do you have the Boston game on over there?
I still have the Boston one up right now.
Keep that one on. Let me know when overtime starts.
Sure, I'll let you know. All right, then. So this is the joy of having 2 games start so close together.
This is why I love live reactions. You can have one game, I got the other.
Yeah, absolutely. It would have been real interesting if Rob was on here. Rob would be like, what do I choose? Where do I go? I don't know which one to go to.
The worst part is like I'm like that from the start of the playoffs. I'm like, I hate the 16-team thing because there's so many games. I can't watch them all. It gets easier into this round because then you get like 2 games a night.
Yeah, true.
I get to pick and choose.
Yeah,
and then I kind of like the 2 Eastern Conference games going on the same day because I can flip between periods.
That's true.
And then I'm not up as late. That's the important part.
Yeah, especially with that West game not happening. That starts at 9 usually.
11,
yeah,
sometimes 12. No, it's not really that late. But.
Well, that'd be real interesting if it started at 12. You're like, where the fuck are you, in Japan? Like, what the fuck?
Jesus. Anyway. Life.
Oh, and Prism, by the way, is saying he didn't know about it. That's why he's not a member. Oh my god. But yeah, John's saying he just started up 4 days ago, and overtime just started up between Boston and New York.
Just in time for the commercial.
All right, then. So we got OT starting up here between the Islanders and the Bruins, and the series is tied at 1 apiece. So whoever wins this will take a 2-1 lead in the series.
We're 15 seconds into overtime. Who wins it? Who gets the overtime winner? Who gets the GWG?
I am going to. I'll give this one to the Islanders. I'm going to go with Pajot.
Yeah, he had a couple of really good chances. I'm going to go opposite with you. Since you went Islanders, I'm going to go Boston. I'm going to say, oh, my man Priz, new member.
There you go, Priz. There you go.
I don't want to go. You know what? I'm going to go a little under the radar. I'm going to go, since he already has a goal, or already has the Boston goal. I'm going to go Craig Smith. He's going to get the second one, and he's going to get the game winner.
All right, we got a 2-goal night for Craig Smith. All right, Craig Smith's been really good this year for the in the playoffs. I mean, he was big in that Washington series.
Benny's saying Zajac.
Yeah, it looks like he's going with Islanders on Travis Zajac. That would be a great spot for Zajac there, or for Paul Mary, either one of them, because it would be like, okay, validation of trading for them.
Well, I think Paul Murray's already validated his trade.
True.
To be completely honest with you. John wants to know any offseason move predictions for the Flyers.
At this point, besides the obvious expansion removal, I could see them try.
I don't think they hold on to the 13.
Yeah, I don't think so. They might try. I think they might try and move up in the draft. Oh! Wow, what a chance. Wow.
That took a weird hop.
That did.
I'm with Benny on this one. I think they take the 13 and they make an offer to Columbus and try and get Seth Jones. I think the move makes sense for both teams involved. He doesn't want to be there. He already said he's going to test free agency after this year. Why not get him out? Why not try and make a move at the draft and take the 13? That gives Columbus 2 first-round picks, and I think both of them are going to be in the same area too.
That's true. I mean, and Seth Jones would be a great addition to the blue line that the Flyers absolutely need. So I think that would definitely be great for if we can make that move happen.
He's a defensive leader. He's still relatively young. He's a top 10 defenseman in the NHL.
Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
He's not an offensive powerhouse on defense, but he's a very strong two-way player that focuses on the defensive side.
And we need more of that as we've
exactly. That's exactly what the Flyers need.
Yeah, we've been talking about that nonstop. We talked about that literally every week during the season when the Flyers would have a miserable game.
It just makes sense. It's a move that we were saying all season long last year is a move that they needed to make, was to bring in a defensive leader, because they don't have it. Like Provorov, listen, I love Provorov. I think he's a great defensive player. I think he's a top tier. He's a top pairing player, and he had a great tournament.
Rebound chance. Rask
he had a great tournament at Worlds.
Yep,
he was a top 3 player for Russia. So, he needs somebody to be paired with, and even if he's not paired with Seth Jones, he needs somebody that can sit there and they can talk together and work together, and Seth Jones is somebody he can continue to learn from. Because he is that leader. He is that guy that you can lean on in certain situations that, you're going to need to lean on your defense, whether it be the penalty kill, whether it be something on the power play where you need a guy who can pass the puck. Seth Jones is one of the best passing playmaking defenders in the league, in my opinion. And I think that would be a great move for the Flyers to make.
I think so. I think you're correct. It definitely would be a great move for the Flyers to make. it would be interesting what the Flyers would be willing to move on from that. And you are right, though, with that pick. I mean, 13th overall, you give Columbus 2 opportunities at getting 2 first-round picks. The draft this year is a little bit of a coin flip because there hasn't been nearly as much scouting as you would like, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't stumble upon something really good in the first round. I mean, obviously, we all know Owen Power, the big one, but, and there's others as well. But,
I got my guy. I got my guy picked out already. Jake,
we will talk.
That's terrible.
We will talk about the lottery later on.
Jake, that is terrible. You haven't watched a lick of playoff hockey this year? Listen,
I mean,
I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm not saying this because I'm a hockey fan. I'm saying this because it's a fact. I think the playoffs this year have been unreal. I think they blows last year completely out of the water. It
was simply just
the
because
matchups have been so good.
And how many OTs did we have in the first round alone?
Like 15?
I mean, I think they set a new record for how many OTs they had in the first round. Honestly,
yeah. If you consider the games that went into multiple OTs, I think it's like 15, somewhere between 15 and 18. I think the record was 18.
That's just nuts. To think about that many. Yeah. But
I know you got the Sixers and all that, but
yeah, I think that's it. It's a lot of Sixers there on that side of things. I mean, and by the way, did they officially sweep the Wizards?
They never swept them. They beat them in Game 5, 4-1.
Okay, well, congratulations to the Sixers moving on to the semifinals.
See how they do against the Hawks with potentially no Joel Embiid.
The challenge has been laid down. Oh, Bruins just scored.
Brad Marchand.
Come fungus again. He struck again in overtime. That's the second time.
I didn't even see it go in. That was such a quick release off the blade.
Yeah, he did it. Prism was going to go with Barzal, but it looks like that did not happen.
Well, I was half right.
Yeah. Benny's Nation saying bad goal that was given up there. So we'll take a look at this replay.
I agree with Benny's other comment too, that Seth Jones can bring a little bit of toughness as well, and that's absolutely something they need. I feel bad for the one island. Who's the one Islanders fan that's like really popular? That he's in like all the commercials now. He was up in Boston with the guys from the Spit and Chicklets podcast.
Oh,
and he was by himself in a bar full of Bruins fans.
Oh my God!
I'm curious.
Oh yeah, that's a bad goal. That's a bad goal. He should have had that.
I was busy talking to you. I missed it. Son of a bitch.
No, here's another look at it. It's even better one from this angle here. He's just going to put it on net, and yeah, he completely just.
Oh, that's a softie. I wonder if he got screened.
Yeah, he might have. He might have not been. He may have been blocked by Pollock. No, he wasn't even blocked by Pollock.
That was just a softie.
That was just a bad goal to give up on Varlamov's part. Look at Paul Mary. He's looking at that. He can't fucking believe it. The look on his face was priceless there. Oh my God. Yeah.
This has been a great series so far. I can't sit here and even. It's been so back and forth. Like, these are the series that I love. I think this series is going 7.
It may very well. I mean, this is wow. So, okay, so we know the result of one game. Now it's on to the next one. But
which is still looking like it's going to be heading overtime as well.
You can't escape it.
3:40 in a 2-2 game left here in the third period.
Oh my God.
That was a bad goal by Varlamov. I still don't understand why they're starting Varlamov over Sorokin. Sorokin is just not that Varlamov played poorly tonight or even at all in the playoffs so far. Sorokin just has a poise about him that's just so much different from Varlamov, and he's just so much more calm in net, and he just sets himself up for success. He knows how to read plays a little bit better, and he hasn't really let up any soft goals like that one. So, I mean, for Game 4, don't be surprised if Ilya Sorokin's starting in net for the Islanders.
I wouldn't be surprised at all, honestly. It may be also because
he's just a better goaltender. He's just a flat-out better goaltender.
They may have been debating this possibly, where they were thinking of giving was it Wills? They may have been thinking about giving him a rest The reason why I say that is because of the condensed schedule. Because there was a debate going on that Boston might put Swayman in, although that did not happen. So
playoffs, you play the better goaltender. No, none of this platooning. I'm resting you bullshit.
Yeah,
it's the playoffs. You get a day off in between.
Yeah, and teams make weird decisions sometimes. Sometimes it pays off. Sometimes it does not.
I mean, I get you want to you do it for the momentum swing, and you try and spark everybody out in front. But in that same breath, dude, you cannot, under any circumstance, play platoon the entire time to give a guy rest. It's the NHL playoffs. You're playing for the cup. You're playing for the cup. No goal. Every goaltender is going to bring it.
That's true. Ooh, big. Oh, wow. That was a chance there to get it to Aho. But it
sounds like a good night for you, Wills. That's been a hell of a series so far, too, even the fact that Vegas is down 2-0.
Yeah, but the game, felt like game 2 was really close, and it could have gone either way. Both goaltenders really played so well in that game. I mean, Grubauer had a ton of great saves. I mean, that one he got where he just barely nicked the puck with his glove and got it to go down to the ice. Holy shit, what a save by Grubauer. And Fleury had himself some nice ones, too.
Yeah, Grubauer had a lot of help last night from his old trusty red friend behind him.
Yeah, that is true. I think they did call that.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, did they really call that icing? That's a bad call. That's a horrible call. Horrible call. Stamkos had him beat by a good several inches there. Why are you angry about?
It didn't matter. Like, he even had the angle on him on the puck. There was no way that the defenseman was going to get to him first.
I see why Brendan Moore was mad, because he decided to do the face-off from center ice instead of in the Tampa Bay zone. But, I mean, that was the refs basically nullifying the fact that they fucked up there.
Yeah, but it's an icing. Under no circumstance should you ever... Wow.
Did they just called that? Oh, wow, they just called the tripping because of that. Oh, okay, now I think they nullified that. Holy shit.
I mean, that was a clear trip, but if Carolina has to stay out of the box, I mean, that's a trip.
Yeah.
That's a trip.
Dougie made a mistake there.
I mean, you could have called that a slash too, but I mean,
what's funny is the way that
2 for 2 on the power play.
Now Killorn lands right in the glove of Nedeljkovic. I just thought that was kind of funny.
Tonight. It's
it's Mrazek. It is Mrazek. Duh.
It's Mrazek.
The red pads. That's right.
But yeah, I mean, Tampa Bay is such an easy team to beat. Like, I get their depth and their experience makes them tough. But if there's one specific way to beat Tampa Bay, and that's staying out of the box. Their power play is absolutely lethal.
True.
They're 2 for 2 tonight. Both of their goals came off the power play. And now they're on the power play again with less than a minute to go.
Yeah, they go 3 for 3, then the game's over.
This has to be a huge kill. They have to get to the end of the period. They have to kill it in the other minute.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, this game's going to be over, and the series is pretty much going to be over.
Oh! Wow, that was a nice play though that we just saw right there. But
even what's funny with this series is, like, despite again being up 2-0, similar to Colorado and Vegas, Carolina hasn't been out.
No, these have been close games. I can't say that they've been outplayed. I just think Tampa Bay, they have a lot of depth, and it's hard to compete with that sometimes. And Vasilevsky, he's just said, Carolina, I know you got some good players, but you ain't scoring on me. And if you're doing it, you're not getting it.
He whiffed on the shot. I mean, even Rob Brindamore has gone out and said...
Saved by Mrazek at the last minute. Good Lord.
The goal judge thought that went in.
He did. Wow. Yeah, I saw the steam was coming out. Whew. But
what was I saying?
Sorry, just wanted to say Raska Pove is just MIA this week. He'll be back next week. But anyway, go on.
I forget what I was going to say. Oh, the Canes have been in the series. Like, to DB, what's going on, brother? Long time no talk. I hope everything's going all right. Says the Canes think the Canes are going to lose the series because they are more worried about what they have planned for the storm surge. Rod Brindamore has come out and said that his team hasn't done anything poorly. that they have been in each game. They just ran into a hot goaltender in Vasilevsky who's been locked in this series. Even going back into last series against Florida, he's been locked in since. And, Carolina's been getting relentless pressure on them. They just couldn't beat them. They needed to figure out a way to finish. They beat them twice tonight, and now they're heading to overtime. So they have an opportunity to get back in the series. They have to win this game tonight, or at least game 4 and take it back to Carolina. If they go down 3-0, I don't like their chances.
No.
But if they can get one out of the next 2, they can probably climb back into it. But they have to stay disciplined. They have to stay out of the box.
It's tough because, you lose both. And it's tough, too, because, you're going to enemy ice. Tampa Bay is not an easy building to play in. The fans are very raucous, and it's hard when that energy's going and the team's buzzing. But if you can manage to get, if you could pull off winning 2 games in Tampa, the series very much could be a 7-gamer if you can get these 2 wins. Because it's tough to lose both your home games. It's very hard to lose both games at home and then have to try and win both of them.
But it's like DB just said, hot goalies, it's a story of not even necessarily just these playoffs. It's a story of most.
Yeah, true.
The goaltender gets hot and you're riding through the playoffs. That's how the Kings won when they were an 8 seed.
They won twice with Johnny Quick getting
more
hot.
Specifically like the first cup.
Well,
as the 8 seed, Jonathan Quick got hot and they rode him all the way through.
They did.
Jesse, what's up, Jesse? I haven't seen you in a while either.
There's Jesse.
Jesse says people trash Stephen A. Smith for talking about hockey, but comparing him to the Leafs, to the Dallas Cowboys is pretty funny and actually accurate. Yeah, it's spot on. It's spot on. All this talent, they don't know what to do with it.
It's just
so for those who are just joining us, Matt, if you want to grab the membership thing again, for $9.99 a month, you can join our A2D membership, and all kinds of perks that come with it. And as soon as we just get it up here,
I gotta.
There
we go.
All right, so for $9.99 a month, you get awesome perks. You get special shout outs, members only shows, all kinds of appearances, weekly picks with Nate on the Money Pot podcast. So join today, all kinds of perks. And do your thing. Let's join. Let's keep growing this thing here, guys. Let's keep growing this thing. And we appreciate all you guys. Appreciate the love, the comments. Specifically, everybody. There's nobody specific. I'm not gonna call anybody else out over anybody else. All you guys are awesome. All you guys continue to be a part of the show and continue to help us grow. So. This is one of the best ways to really give back.
You did call out
what we do.
You did call out Prism, but that was because he wasn't a member.
It's because he wasn't. I mean, I could do that. When we start calling out Jesse, DB, Benny, I see you. I see you guys. Get yourselves highlighted in green. Let's go.
Oh, that's funny. So, Jesse, losing both home games for the Canes put them deep in a hole. I see the Lightning taking this one in 5. Talent-wise, this game should be going 6 or 7. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Look at it this way, though. If the Hurricanes wind up losing and going down on the sword, you know what? At the end of the day, though, they've got nothing to be ashamed of. They fought hard in this series. It's just Tampa. I said this. We put this in a Twitter poll question last year when the playoffs were going on, that when Tampa gets going and when Tampa is in a groove, they're the most dangerous hockey team in the NHL. And I think that this proves it. You can look at Carrot, like Rod Brennamore said, and you had brought it up. They were doing nothing wrong. They still lost both their games at home.
Yeah, I mean, Carolina's been in every single game so far. They just need to figure out how to beat Vasilevsky. And if they can continue to play the way that they are, they're going to. It's just a matter of, how long is it going to take? Because Vasilevsky is, again, my opinion, a top 3 goalie in the league. This Tampa team is could be absolutely devastating for teams. It's in the playoffs, especially on the power play. We see Adam Head down here with his Tampa flex on. Adam, thanks for commenting in. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and your Lightning have a big chance tonight to go up 3-0.
the Lightning's power play is really what's carrying this team. And this is why we see this team continue to have so much success. It's because they convert on the power play. They convert on the penalty kills because they're a very good defensive team with a great goaltender who's just entered his prime, which is the craziest part.
Yeah.
At 26 years old. Most goalies hit their prime at 25.
Vazzy may wind. I mean, if everything goes right and they wind up winning multiple cups, and Tampa Bay has all the ability to do that. They have the ability to become a modern-day dynasty if everything goes well because they still got all that talent and everything. And even if some of that talent winds up leaving, they still have so much more left. They've got talent for days. Yeah, so it's one of those things. They could wind up winning 2 or 3 cups, maybe 4. Who knows how far this could go. I mean, if it winds up being a case where they win it either every other year or they win 2 in a row, take a year off, or they don't win it and then they win it again, it's like that's a dynasty right there because you win 3 in 4 years.
Chicago do it.
Yeah, Chicago did it. They did it in a pattern with LA and then won the one in 2010. So, they became a dynasty just because of that reason,
It's just continued success. And that's what this Tampa team has done over the last, 5-6 years? Is really grow this team, draft well, really well. And, when they were going through their rebuild, they allowed some of the young guys to come up to see what they had. You had Nikita Kucherov blow up. Steve Stamkos, when he's healthy, he really is one of the top 15 players in the league. Hedman is a top 2 defenseman in the league. Like I said, Vasilevsky's a top 3 goaltender in the league. And there's so much depth behind it. He went out and had Dan Girardi for a while before he hung up the skates. Ryan McDonough's on the back end, who's a leader in that locker room, no doubt. Tyler Johnson's a third-line player. He's a former 30-goal scorer. There's so much depth in this Tampa team. That's what makes them so dangerous.
Yeah.
And like I said, you want a team to really be successful. You want a team to really move and be a continuous cup contender. You do it on the special teams. You convert on the power play. You kill off the penalties. You get in the lanes. You block shots. You don't allow guys to take quality shots against your goaltender, which is what you've seen over the last couple of years. More specifically, in this series against Carolina. This is why Vasilevsky has had going into this game of 0.67 goals against. And his save percentage was ridiculous. It was like 980 something going into the game tonight in the last 3 games alone. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It is so good. It is crazy to think about that. Just how solid this team is and how deep this team is and how great Vazzy is. It's very, very hard to think of any team right now that has dynasty potential written on them. There's only one other team that right now has that written on them, and that's Colorado. That's the only other one I can think of. And I know somebody would say Vegas, but I feel like Vegas, Vegas, you could argue. I wonder how long can they keep up with this, getting the players and grabbing them and everything. How long can they keep that up? I just think
right now they're a little bit slower than Colorado. That's the only thing that's holding them back. They got the depth. They've got the experience. They've got the leadership. They've got the goaltending. They convert on all the they're solid on special teams. Colorado's just faster. And this is going to be a matter of can they slow them down?
Yeah. And with this comment here, since we are in the intermission, might as well talk about it. DB, when are we going to hold a funeral for Owen Power as he descends into the Buffalo hell? Yeah. I hate to say that we should kind of be giving him last rites, but
later in the summer when we get closer to the draft, probably July.
Yeah, that'll be official. We'll hold the funeral then. You are all invited, of course, cordially.
I can't wait. Number 3, baby. Let's go.
So let's talk about it. The draft lottery did happen yesterday, and Tom Arnone, of course, chiming in here. Matty Dale's
Don, it was the same one that starting to put that talent in Detroit.
And
love Jake. He's the man.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the draft lottery was held under the new way that the system ran. There wasn't really many changes with the exception of one, where the swap happened, where Anaheim went down a spot and Seattle went up a spot. Already Seattle is starting to dog Anaheim, and they haven't even taken the ice yet.
Some bitches. No, it's fine. I'm actually I'm better with it, and I'll explain why in a couple minutes here. I'm better with the 3 spot.
All right, then. So that was the only major change that happened. And, honestly, Brian, what did you think about this new version of how they're doing the draft lottery now that it seems to be more possible for first overall pick to retain and so on and so forth? We only had one major change, no real crazy out of nowhere weird shenanigans happen because of the balls, and the New York Rangers getting Lafreniere instead of Toronto, even though neither team really should have been getting him. But anyway, go on.
I mean, I've never been a fan of the draft lottery to begin with. I thought it was always like a bullshit thing. Because I think if you're the worst team in the league, you deserve to be the number 1 pick. But I kind of understand why they do the draft lotteries to kind of avoid that whole tanking thing that Edmonton did and just continued to fail at.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, I don't know. Like, I'm fine with how things kind of panned out. Because all these teams should be where they are. Rangers at 15. I think Columbus is at 14. Flyers at 13. So on and so forth. Do I think Anaheim should have been 2? Yeah, but you know what? I'm cool with it. And here's why. I have one guy, and I've been talking about it a little bit over the last couple of days. And I have one guy specifically I have my eye on, and I don't think you can take him any higher than 3 and be able to justify taking him there. Thanks, Prez. Stars at 14. I'm just going based off of memory. I don't remember the entire rundown.
I got it right here. So
yeah, so we'll go over that. I want Anaheim to take it forward, and the top two prospects coming into this draft are both defensemen, and obviously one being Owen Power, and the other one being Luke Hughes. So the third and final Hughes brother, I believe he's one of their brothers. I'll have to double check that, but is going to enter the league. So I mean, Anaheim doesn't really need defensemen. They need scoring in a horrible way. This is like the 5th or 6th year in a row that they've been the worst offensive team in hockey.
Which is weird because Anaheim used to be one of the better offensive teams in the league.
Exactly. Yeah. So I want them, and I don't think you can really justify taking Dylan Guenther any higher than 3. I don't think you can. He's a 6'1" right winger out of the Edmonton Oil Kings in the WHL. Highly skilled elite scorer, quick skater, has great vision with the puck. His shot is so explosive. It's heavy, and it's quick. He's got such a quick release. It's something that Anaheim needs drastically is more guys that can shoot the puck. And what makes it great is he's got a similar nose to the net that Wade Allison kind of has. So he knows how to get open. He's got a ton of offensive potential. He's being
and the work ethic.
Yeah. So with his work ethic and all that, they're expecting him to be somewhere around a 60 to 70 point guy. I think he could be higher with the right system and the right guys on his line. Him and Zegras, I think, could be a nasty duo on the same line. I got 2 years of stats to run through here real quick. So when he was in his U15 with the Northern Alberta Prep in 2017-2018, in 30 games played, 56 goals and 47 assists for 103 points. In 2019-2020, playing for Edmonton Oil Kings, in 56 games, 26 goals, 33 assists for 59 points. He can put the numbers up. We see it. And, DB, I get it. I mean, there's a few guys in this draft to be very high on. But to me, Dylan Guenther is I think he fits really well into what Anaheim is trying to do and what they need to do. They need to find guys who can score goals. And I think Dylan Guenther is going to be one of those guys who's going to be able to do it. especially with a guy who can create offensive chances like Trevor Zegras. I think he's really going to benefit from playing with a guy like him. He's not going to be a guy who's going to come up right away. Give him like a year or two to develop a little bit. His biggest downside is he's small. He's only 175 pounds, so he's got to put a little. He's got to put a little meat on the bones.
Yeah, he definitely does.
So let him bulk up a little bit. Let him put some meat on his bones. Let him develop a little bit. Bring him up in 2 years, max. Put him on a line with Trevor Zegras. It'll be filthy. It'll be filthy. I mean, I'm big on a lot of guys in this draft, though. But he's my number one.
So let's see here. And, DB's saying that Michigan is going to have 3 guys in the top 5. So congratulations to Michigan University there.
Yeah, they really are.
So
Owen Power and... Oh, crap. Who are the other two? I forget. I think Bernier is one of them. I forget. DB, you probably know better than me.
So before OT begins here between Carolina and Tampa, this is the draft lottery order. Oh, and by the way, as a quick fact, Arizona has been excluded because John Chayka, like a fucking idiot, had those combines before they were allowed to have combines. And so therefore, they have been banned from picking in the first round. So if they were to get the number 1 overall, then they would have to have reshuffled it. So just a fun little fact to remind everybody.
Kent Johnson, thanks, Don. He's another guy I'm high on if he can come up. I mean, Anaheim could always use a center. But I mean, they need scoring off the wing, specifically the right wing. But
So
Dave Roska, there's no need for Anaheim to have the number 1 pick. They don't need a defenseman. Owen Power is going to be your number 1. You can't take a guy. He's it. Like that's the guy. You don't need him.
So let's take a look here with the draft lottery order here right before the period begins.
2 out of 3. I'm good.
Let's see.
I'm good sometimes.
So overtime's just begun. Here's the draft lottery order.
Same deal. Who gets it?
I'm going to go, I'll go Carolina. I'm just going to go ironic. I'll go Carolina, and I'm going to say Nikas.
Not a bad one. He's had a couple good chances tonight.
He's had a really great playoff, so I could see it happening.
He has. He hasn't always been on the score sheet, but he's played very, very well. I'm going to go Carolina, too. And
good defensive play.
Who am I going to go with?
Benny's went with me on Nikas. Jesse's saying Hedman.
I like it. Aho.
DB saying Aho. Right now, Carolina's really having some problems.
You know what? I'm going Jordan Stahl. He needs to step up. He needs to get a big goal here. He needs to get his team going. And the best way to do it, you get your captain in on it.
When is OT going to start?
Underway, brother.
It has started now.
About a minute and a half into OT.
And
it's on USA Network, too, Ryan, in case you didn't know.
That is. I'll give the draft lottery when we go to break. So let's see here. And
Don go to break.
Well, when it ends.
Don't go to break.
Yeah, I forgot free hockey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Duh.
Commercial free, baby. Let's go.
Let's see. Braden Point for the win. So Don's going on that one. DB saying Aho had the OT goal to eliminate Smashville. He did. Catfish people are not a big fan of Aho anymore. I don't know if they were.
Yeah,
before.
and a lot of people thought, who the hell? I think they thought, you know what? No, I'm going to change my pick. I'm going to go Slavin. I think Slavin's going to get a big goal.
Jacob Slavin, okay.
Jacob Slavin's due. Everybody actually thought he was
saved by Vazzy.
Everybody thought it was actually Jacob Slavin's goal. Somehow, some way, Aho got a little piece of it, just enough.
it was like a little tip of it, and I think that's what ultimately led to the goal going in anyway, because it was like literally the first shot of overtime.
Yup.
And Jet saying, putting in a $125 bet. Who is more likely to win the cup, Avalanche or Bruins? Who y'all got? I would go more on the Avalanche side than the Bruins. No
Between
offense
those
to the
two
Bruins.
teams specifically, Jet, yeah. The Avalanche are just so fast. Their transition is just ridiculous.
I mean, the Bruins are playing well, but a lot of that is Rask. A lot of that is on Rask, who's playing unbelievable hockey right now, which may very well be a trump card in most cases. Although, to be fair, Grubauer is a really good goalie in his own right, and the defense of Colorado is very solid. So,
and that's even if, Jet, that, Boston can get past Tampa.
True.
I mean, we're going to be lucky to see if Carolina can get past Tampa. Carolina's my pick. I picked Carolina to win the cup, and they're competing in these games.
They are.
They're not out of them. They just ran into a hot goaltender that they have to figure out a way to beat on a consistent basis.
If they, oh boy, big. He's going to pull it back. Smart move on his part since they were.
Carolina has to play smart and stay out of the box here. They can't give Tampa Bay any more power play opportunities in this game.
Yeah, they were having a terrible. They were having a terrible time at the beginning of the period. They couldn't get anything under control.
Jesse Vassie with the 200-foot snipe. Chris, I see you with Killorn. Killorn's not a bad pick. Killorn's had a pretty good playoff so far.
It would be fitting, too, since Killorn did get tripped to go into overtime. So it'd be kind of like a, hey, fuck you to the Hurricanes, even if it isn't on that power play.
Would you trade Marner for Taves if healthy?
Well, it depends. Are we talking about...
Interesting question.
Well, hold on. Oh, well...
No, I don't think I would.
I don't know.
If Marner goes over to Chicago, which I've seen a lot of rumors, Priz has actually shown me an article earlier of 3 packages that Chicago could send over for Marner.
Big chance. Oh, wow. Holy shit, how'd the puck stay out? Holy shit. One of the Lightning was all alone right in front of Mrazek. But, yeah, the defense...
That's out. How's that in?
I don't know about that one. Well, I mean, we saw them call that icing earlier. The refs are they're having a hard time seeing.
If I'm Toronto and I'm trading Mitch Marner, there's a couple guys on Chicago's roster that does pique my interest. I'm trading. I'm asking for a first. I'm asking for a second. Dylan Strome. And I forget the other guy's name. He was another younger guy who just kind of started making a name for himself. Is like Regula.
Regula?
Regula, yeah. Send those 4 things over for Mitch Marner. I'm doing that deal. If I'm Chicago, I like Taves.
That's not bad.
I'm a big fan of Taves. I'm a big fan of Taves, but he's coming off a season that he didn't even play at all. And he's coming off battling an unknown illness.
Yeah.
So, big question mark on what Taves is going to be this year.
So, we got a power play for Carolina. Kucherov just got called for holding the stick.
I think, Jet, I think the Penguins are going to stick with Jari for now. Unless they can find somebody else in free agency. I don't know what goalies are going to be on the market yet.
I don't know if it's
I don't think Tristan Jarry played poorly. But I think it's time for the Penguins to maybe hit that reset button. Ron Hextall, I wouldn't be worried with what the Penguins do.
He made one mistake, really, and that was that OT game where he just misplayed the puck. That was it. That's the only time I ever saw anything from Jarry that made me, panic.
But that was bad. That wasn't even good. That was bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a mishap. I blatantly played it to that guy.
Yeah, I don't know. He had what was his name? Was off to the side of him that he could just pass the puck easily over to him.
They had Scott Matheson over there.
Yeah, he had him all by himself, and he just I don't know what the fuck he was thinking with that. But anyway,
who's on the power play right now? You were Tampa Bay. Come on, let's get it going.
Yeah, Carolina's having a real hard time getting through this neutral zone right now. But I got to give Tampa credit here. Their defense is really frustrating them.
They are because they're playing a 4 across the blue line on the entry.
Yeah. Chance there. Oh, what a chance.
Oh, it would have been Jordan Stahl too.
Yeah, that would have been.
Damn it.
been another stall that would have been a pain in the ass to somebody. The only difference is it's Jordan this time.
Yeah, Roscoe, keep wishing there, bro. Matthews ain't going nowhere. I think it's either going to be Mitch Marner who gets traded or it's going to be William Nylander.
I was thinking more on the Nylander side more than the Marner side. Oh, they scored! Carolina just got it. Who did Aho? Who had Aho?
Who had Aho?
Let me see. Let me go look back up here. Who had Aho? Who had Aho? DB had Aho. All right, so DB. Congrats, DB. You had the pick. Aho gets the win. We got a 3-2 win in overtime. Kucherov was pissed at the ref for calling that penalty. And on the power play, the Carolina Hurricanes have officially gotten themselves a win in this series. So
hang on, let me see what we got for DB here to win. Your prize. Where'd I put it? Oh wait, you got nothing. You're a Kings fan, that's why. Just kidding.
Well,
but you did win nothing though.
See, I thought you were gonna pull out like a middle finger or something like that. Honestly.
No. DB might be a Kings fan, but he's all right with me. He might be a Kings fan, but he's all right with me.
I got you. NC State fan. Yeah, Fence saying goal. Yeah, nice one right there. My intel is strong. Like it.
That's why I like
Love it.
That's why I like it.
There you go.
Yeah, big time goal, big time win, something that Carolina desperately needed. And if they just need the battle. They need the battle in the next game, and I can be. But it's all out of fun. You know that. Yeah, Carolina needs to come back and keep the same effort. The last 3 games that they've had, they've been playing them strong. They got to beat Vasilevsky. That's the only thing. That's the only thing holding back. They beat him 3 times tonight. Go watch some tape on how you did it again. Go out there and do it again.
Absolutely. So, all right. So there we go. That is the games for tonight. So the Carolina Hurricanes show life in their series against the Tampa Bay Lightning, winning in overtime with a goal from Sebastian Aho. And
he wants that back.
What?
He got a huge chunk of it. Vasilevsky wants that one back. That was a little bit of a softie.
So we have 2 softies in OT tonight.
That was a bit of a softie. Andre Vasilevsky's gonna want that back. He's gonna be pissed.
No, I hear you, man. You make me. It's one mistake in the entire run that he's had so far. It's not really going to kill him. It's not a big deal. When you look at it, I mean, for Tampa, for Carolina, you talked about what they had to do. And you talked about how they have to say, okay, this is how we beat Vazzy. This is what we do to beat him moving forward. For Tampa Bay, you have to just shrug this one off and just say, okay, fuck it. It is what it is. They got us here. We'll get them next time. That's all you got to do if you're Tampa.
DB, I wish I could even jokingly agree with that statement, but I can't. I mean, for obvious reasons, yeah. So
should have left Cooch off the playoff roster.
That one cost him. That one definitely cost him. But he's done enough to bring a couple W's. He's allowed to have one mess up.
So now that we've gone through our overtime live reactions, it's time for us to do the draft lottery here, just to finish that one up, put a nice pretty bow on it. So from the top 15 teams, all of the teams that missed the playoffs, we start with number 15, the New York Rangers. They were most likely to get this spot. They retained it. Dallas retained the 14th pick. We retained the 13th. Calgary retained the 12th. Chicago 11. Ottawa 10. Vancouver 9. Los Angeles 8. San Jose 7. Detroit 6. Columbus 5. New Jersey 4. Anaheim 3, Seattle 2, and Buffalo number 1.
So Luke Hughes is probably going to be the face of that Seattle franchise for a long time.
It's a good start. Definitely
it's a great start
for Seattle.
It's a great start for Seattle. I mean, he's not going to be ready right away, but he's not going to need long, especially if he plays like Quinn.
Yeah.
Oh, which by the way, let me look that up.
Even if he slightly plays as good as Quinn, that's already just perfect.
I would agree with you, Benny, but I don't think McTavish is going to fall that far. I think he's a top 10 pick.
Plus, with what we've been talking about earlier, maybe the Flyers do flirt with the idea of trading that 13th pick off, so it wouldn't even really matter, quite frankly.
Yeah, maybe you. I mean, they're going to be kind of rebuilding Columbus, so you package with 13, maybe Travis Sanheim. They'll have some value.
True, Sanheim would.
He doesn't even have a bad contract or anything like that, but you just got to hope that when the expansion draft happens, I think, at the end of June, they take one of the bigger contracts, and then you can bring Seth Jones back in.
Yeah.
Make something happen on the defensive side, make a splash that way, because they need it.
Yeah, that's the big issue. Yeah.
This is my big issue this year.
So,
issue with them this year.
And the problem with the offseason, too, is the fact that, you've got, the flat cap, and you got to try and play around with that, and it's not going to be easy. Knowing that you have to still re-sign Carter Hart, and you also have to, do a few other things as well. So it's definitely going to, a lot of it really hinges on what happens in the expansion draft, really. When you get right down to it, the expansion draft really tells a lot of what the Flyers are going to do moving forward, depending upon what Seattle takes from us. So, all right.
I'm actually looking forward to that. I kind of hope there's a couple guys on my list that I wanted to take from Anaheim, but I'm still not sure how I want them to. I'm still not 100% sure who I wanted to take. I know they're going to take somebody I'm really going to like. I just don't know. I don't know. Confirmed, Luke is the brother of Quinn and Jack.
All right, then. So we're going to have 3 Hughes brothers like we had 3 Stahl brothers in the NHL. Well, we still do. Just Mark Stahl is on the Red Wings, so he's not here right now. Speaking of that,
the Red Wings to trade back to. I mean, depends on what you can get, Don. I mean, it's not a bad idea to trade back. Depends on how far you want to go. Depends on what you're looking for. I mean, you can get a really good player at 6. Honestly, I think McTavish will be the pick at 6.
See, Benny's thinking that
he thinks Seattle takes 19-year-old kid with a fuller beard than I got. God damn.
You don't know how to feel about that.
I don't. Like, I want to be impressed, and at the same breath, I'm like, dude, your beard's fuller than mine.
That was kind of how I felt with Toronto after they had that collapse. I don't know whether I should smack them with a hockey stick or if I should just give them an award for, that has shit in it and just say, here, congratulations, you guys are officially the shittiest playoff team in history.
Literally and figuratively. That's my water. It's getting warm in here.
DB saying, people say this draft is going to be deep, but mostly a mystery, which I agree with. I like Beignets or Gunther as the face in Seattle and Luke joining his brother in New Jersey. That would not be a bad move for New Jersey to have the brother come in and be working with Jack. That wouldn't be a bad option for the Devils.
Yeah, I mean, and I agree with that. I mean, we know where Owen Power's going. We know he's
Buffalo.
He's number 1, no doubt. I mean, Luke could wind up in New Jersey. He could wind up with Jack. It's a good possibility. I mean, I see. I'll read your comments how the hell I want to. I mean, Luke could wind up in Anaheim. He's a top 5 pick. He's going to be a top 5 prospect. So,
which wouldn't be bad for Anaheim at all.
But we don't need defensemen.
I'm not saying you do.
We got plenty of defensemen. We need scoring.
I'm not saying that you do. I'm just saying, still wouldn't be bad. You have your blue line shirt up,
Yeah. I mean, but like I said, I think Dylan Gunther is going to be closer to being ready with Anaheim than I think Luke Hughes would be. And that's only because the pipeline on our defense is kind of full.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, Jamie Drysdale is going to be on the roster next year. Then you still have Cam Fowler. You have Josh Manson. You have Hampus Lindholm. You have Josh Mahara. I think that's 6, right? Or is that 5? I'm missing somebody.
Now,
But,
now,
I mean, even still, like, those are still fairly young defensemen for the most part.
Now, the kind of coach that you have, is he more of a offensive-minded coach, or is he more of a defensive-minded coach?
He's kind of just a good development coach.
Okay, because I was only
he's just really good with the young guys. And, you know, he kind of focuses a little more on defense. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because Anaheim is still the worst offense in all of hockey right now. They still have the worst goals for rating. And they still give up a lot of goals. So
the only reason why I say that is because, maybe, if we do see Anaheim take more of a defensive player, do you think that means that they're trying to transition the team into more of a defensive-minded role for Anaheim instead of being more of an offensive-minded team?
I'm not sure what is happening in our chat right now. Hockey Raid.
I think it's a lot of people who are trying to promote their brand. They're doing it through the chat. Yeah, that's pretty much what just happened, DB. So
there's a lot of them.
Yeah,
this will be good for us at least. We'll get something for this. We'll have a lot of comments.
yeah, a lot of what's that word? Interaction, or engagement.
Why? Hot Cake Hockey sent us here for you guys. I'm not exactly sure what that means. What does that mean? Oh, my guys. That's what I'm talking about. Dennis O'Hara. They came to hype up our stream. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Well, we appreciate that, guys.
We do. We do. Holy crap. We did not see that one coming.
Love it.
Thank you.
Love it.
So thank you for promoting us. We very much appreciate that, guys.
Absolutely.
We didn't see it coming, so that's why we were all just a little confused there. This is the world of live internet streaming.
This is great. I love it.
Unexpected things. But thank you guys. Thank you guys for thank you guys.
All you guys that are just chiming in here, hit that subscribe.
Absolutely.
Right here in 2020. Yeah, you can buy merch at Philly Drinkers LLC, phillydrinkers.com. We got all our merchant stuff there. You got all kinds of good stuff. T-shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kyler Murray jumping in too. Actually,
nice.
Kyler Murray, I think I've seen some of the other chats on YouTube for some of the other shows for A2D. So you guys are awesome. We love it.
What did you think? Oh, Michael Irish saying, what did you guys think of Marshy's shot? Very bad goal to give up if you're Varlamov. And this is huge for the Bruins because now they're right back in the driver's seat. And unfortunately, not good if you're the Islanders. It's not a good goal to give up.
It was a terrible goal to give up. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what Varlamov was looking at there, or even if Marchand even just threw a change up his way. It didn't look like he put himself in very good position. He left that far post corner open. Marchand was just able to find it. I mean, I'm really going to take a look at it later and kind of really see what happened. I have a funny feeling he may have gotten screened, but yeah, you get the puck on net and good things happen. Absolutely, Kyler. Absolutely.
I mean, hey, what did Wayne Gretzky say? You don't score on the shots you don't take. So you know what? You got to sometimes take a shot and see what the hell happens. And sure enough, it happened. And Mr. Bacon said he just subbed, so thank you, Mr. Bacon. Andrew Beauchamp just said, I just hit
all this. This is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for coming on in here and subbing up. And Also, we do have memberships for A2D Radio as well. So if you guys want to get in on the A2D action for the entire channel, you can absolutely do that. Let me pull that info up real quick here.
While you do that, Mr. Bacon wants to know who we think will win the cup. I got Carolina. I think if they can upset Tampa, which, they've been in just about every single game this year or this series, they just need to figure out a way to beat Vasilevsky, who is, let's face it, he's a top 3 goaltender. And if they can do that and stay out of the box, because Tampa Bay's lethal power play has hurt them, especially tonight. With I think they wound up going 2 for 4. 2 of their goals coming on the power play. I think they could hang. I think they can hang with Tampa. If they can stay out of the box, I think they got a good shot. So I think I got Carolina winning the cup.
For me, I picked Vegas. They may be down 2-0 in the series, but they're not out. They're not out by any stretch of the imagination. It'll be a very interesting series moving forward. They had a bad game 1, but game 2 looked promising, and I think that they're going to change the scene to Vegas. I wouldn't be surprised if the series winds up being 2-2 by the end of it, going back to Colorado. But yeah,
I knew that question was coming at some point. What
was it?
Andrew wants to know about the Mark Scheifele suspension.
Well, we will talk about that in just a minute. But before we go into there, and JB, Josh Jurell saying, go Canes. Yeah, man, Canes getting a big win tonight in OT. But
they absolutely needed it. They needed to at least split this series in Tampa and get an opportunity to get back home, at least down 3-1. I think if they can get back home, if they can go back even, it's even better. That puts them in a better position going into game 5. But if they can split, they can still make a series out of this going back to Carolina.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Florida almost did. They got they kind of did. They wound up being 6 games because they won that one in OT in Tampa Bay, and they won that one in game 5 at home. So there you go. But
ready for round 2, Prez, let's go.
But before we do that, for everybody just chiming in here, thank you guys so much for popping in and subbing and liking really and everything. We very much appreciate that. And if you guys do like A2D Radio and not just Hockey Happy Hour, but everything else we got going on here, because we cover all 4 major sports as well as MMA, and we've got everything here.
Yeah, I saw one of the guys asking about one of the fights going on, I guess, tonight.
Oh, yeah. What is it? The Jay Lander field fight?
Yeah, it's not something like that. Yeah. I saw that out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not watching it, but we have guys who are all about that, basically. But yeah, if you guys, if you like what you got for A2D Radio, we got shows like that I believe airs on Friday or Saturday. I forget what day it was, but nonetheless, though. If you guys want to join in on the membership, it's $9.99 a month. You get perks like appearances on shows, members-only streams, shout-outs, weekly sports picks for the Money Pot podcast. Those guys are really good at that, so definitely want to get in on that if you want to make a quick little buck or two, throwing around some money, being like a high roller, basically, going in there and be like, yeah, I'm going to take over-under on this game tonight, and then, you walk away with a decent little bit of money. Even if it's like $20, you still, hey man, I made $20. Hell yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, and for those that are still in there and haven't yet, hit that like, hit that subscribe. You'll never miss a show. Turn on the alerts. We're going to be with you guys all weekend and even through the off season. So
absolutely.
Hit that like, subscribe. Come join us. We enjoy talking hockey with everybody. So whether we agree or disagree, we're not going to not talk to you guys ever again. So
no.
talk.
Yep, absolutely. And we've got Aaron Glandon saying, chase the sun, let's go Avs. So hoping that the Avs can get through with
favorite. They're the favorite. They're hands down favorite. They're the fastest team in the playoffs, and they're showing why they're the favorite.
Yep. Oh, and Tom also has something to add, the man who created A2D, saying calls into any shows plus A2D, discounted merch, and more stuff coming. Okay, so even more stuff available for you on that. Other perks as well.
Great stuff. Yeah, so
there you go.
For $9.99 a month.
Absolutely. And we got TT Wims who joined in on the raid. So what's up, TT? Saying, yeah, I'm new to your stream, just subbed and liked. I really like the show, guys. Well, thank you.
We appreciate that.
We absolutely appreciate it, man. So thank you very much for joining in. And Aaron saying thank you. Oh, no problem, Aaron. We're always happy to read off your guys' stuff.
What we're here for. We're here to talk puck. I mean, we can't just talk it with just 2 of us. I mean, we could.
So
we're not going to. We want you guys to be involved in the conversation as well. That's what we're here for. We're here to talk.
So DB saying, I can join the show if I membership up. Yes, that is exactly what we're saying. Put your dancing shoes on, DB. You absolutely can join us on this.
Psych. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Don't listen to the Ducks fan. Where the Flyers fans are the ones who make the call around here.
Hold up. On the show 6 years. I have some pull.
A little bit, but we reserve some things. We put it in the fine print.
Wasn't in the contract I signed.
Yeah. I mean, we've had Tom write it up, so blame him. But anyway, Prism saying what? Yeah, Prince, absolutely, man. Oh,
should we try? Can we try and get him on here for? No. Me and him are gonna
get him on here for what?
It ain't gonna be good. It ain't gonna be good. No, that'll end in a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Love Priz though. Love Priz.
Absolutely. So, all right, guys. So with that, let's pull this back in. And we talked about earlier, where was that gentleman who came in on the raid? Here he is. Andrew Beauchamp saying, what'd you think about the Mark Scheifele 4-game suspension? All right, here we go. So obviously anybody who was watching yesterday between the Winnipeg Jets and the Montreal Canadiens game 2, definitely a situation that you don't want to see. Jack Evans, he went down. Really nasty hit from Scheifele. And it was a suspension for 4 games, called for charging. The rule, ironically enough, from one of the guys I follow on YouTube, I watched the video on it, he stated the rule in the NHL book, ironically enough, is not the strides, believe it or not. That is not the rule. They say velocity, speed, and position of the hit and how vicious the hit actually is. That's what they define in interpretation of charging. It's not about the strides. So you could have 3 or 4 strides, doesn't matter. What matters is the velocity you come in at and how devastating the hit actually is. So it's very weird that rule doesn't have the strides in there, but not important. Thing is that Evans went out. It's actually his birthday too, so happy birthday to him. And got taken off on a stretcher. It was very serious. So I don't know if we've gotten any updates on him.
He's out.
He's out.
That's how Montreal has announced that he does have a concussion, which no surprise there. But glad to see that he's okay. He was moving before they even took him off the ice, so that's always a huge plus. I'm not necessarily sure that he's going to be playing anytime soon. It depends on the severity of the concussion. It's kind of similar to the JT situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a severe concussion.
Yeah, that was a really bad situation that happened there on the concussion, and we did see. I mean, we did see the fist bump with one of the Canadians. We saw him move his fist, so that was a good sign.
Real quick, so I should have stuck with my original pick. It's not Aho. It's been changed to a Jordan Staal goal.
Oh, so it was a deflection from Jordan Staal. Okay,
Jordan Staal got a piece of it, so they're calling it Jordan Staal with the game winner.
Sorry, DB. Nobody picked Jordan Staal, though, so I guess nobody wins this time. Oh, well, it happens, right?
I should have just stuck with my original pick. Jesus. Suck, man. Jesus.
Yeah. Benny's Nation was saying the league better hope it ends and get 5 games because Montreal will get their pound of flesh. DB, shit. But anyway.
DB, I mean, you won nothing anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You didn't lose out on anything.
No, you earned the devotion and the respect of Darkwing. That's what you earned.
Yeah, TT, 2 overtime games are, I mean, it is hype. But, I'm 35 years old. I can't deal with the overtimes like this anymore.
But, by the way, DB earlier agreed with you because he was doing can we get the regular season OTs with the 3-on-3 be the normal setup for the playoffs because the triple and the double overtimes is killing him.
Yeah, give him the 20 minutes, but make it 3-on-3, maybe 4-on-4. Give him a little more space to play. That's all I'm saying.
That would be crazy, though. That's full 20 minutes of 3-on-3 hockey action. I don't know if we would get through the first period.
The playoffs, but that's also the playoffs for you. So That's what makes it so much better than regular season. But I mean, I get it. I'm just an old man. I'm just getting crotchety in my old age.
And DB saying concussions and hot goalies are the stories of these playoffs. Unfortunately, yeah, between the Tavares incident that happened between Toronto and Montreal, which was accidental, but then you have this that happens. There's a lot of debate going around on whether Scheifele did this on purpose or whether this was just a really bad thing that happened and it was just by chance.
And that's the thing. We don't know because I don't think Mark Scheifele's even talked about it.
Yeah, and
here's my thing. Here's my thing is, why would he intend to hurt a bottom six player? Jake Evans is he's still a young guy, still trying to make a name for himself in the league. Why would he want to go out and just absolutely obliterate him? Now, with that being said, I'm kind of going to take the other side here. Do I agree with the suspension? Yes. Do I agree that it was a charge? Yes. Now, here's my thing. And this is Prince's point. This is where me and him kind of started to disagree. Was he never went for the puck. You don't necessarily need to go for the puck to make a defensive play. He went to take the body, which is fine. Here's the thing. As soon as Jake Evans hit the blue line, heading into the Winnipeg zone, playing the puck, he never looked back to see where anybody else was. He didn't look back to see who was coming back, how fast they were coming. He saw empty net, puck in the Winnipeg zone. Let's go. He left himself in a very vulnerable position when he was going around for the puck. And now I understand Priz's point earlier was saying guys who wrap around the puck never look up. All right, that's fine. But, you're in a 4-3 game in the most emotional part of the season. Guys who are going to be, playing a little bit harder than others, emotions and frustrations are going to be running higher. That's when your awareness really has to kick in, especially when I get it. He was by himself. Probably didn't think Scheifele was going to be in on him as fast as he was. But you got to be aware of what's going on. You have to keep your head up. You have to. Even if you put your head down and tuck it, when you're coming around the net, going across the goal line, take a peek up and see who's where. Frustration, yeah. He's going to go back check. Why? Because it's a one-goal game with still time to score another goal. So he's going to do what he can to try and prevent the goal. Did he handle it the right way? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He deserves what he got. But in that same breath, Evans is to blame on this as well because, like I said, once he crossed the blue line and got into the Winnipeg zone, he never looked back to see where anybody else was, to see how much time he had to be able to adjust. He was set on the wraparound, and that was it. That was what he was set on. And then he got crushed.
So let me see here. So the way you're looking at it, we got Ryan O'Keefe. Hey, what's going on, Ryan? Saying Lightning should have won, dominated all OT. Unfortunately,
they pretty much did.
They did. Unfortunately, sometimes the puck does not bounce your way. And that's really what happened. It did not bounce their way for tonight.
Even Vasilevsky got a good chunk of the shot. He just didn't get enough. I think Jordan Stahl's tip altered the shot a little bit, so it took a weird angle going in.
Yeah, but for the Lightning,
a lot of it, but not enough of it.
For the Lightning, though, you just shake this one off. You're still up 2-1 in the series. You win the next game, you've got them on the edge and the verge of being eliminated. So
and you're still the favorites in the East to win the conference. So
so it's not.
Wade Wilson, let's go Canes. I'm a Ducks fan for all the new guys in here.
Flyers fan.
Without saying. And we have a third guy too, who's not on the air tonight. He's a Flyers fan as well. So we're pretty much Philly based for those guys who are just joining us. Guys like Aaron, Ryan, Wade. I saw a few other people in there. TT, we're a Philly based show. So we'll primarily talk Flyers, but we love talking all throughout the league.
Yep.
For you new guys. So if you guys ever want to talk any kind of news on any team, bring it up.
Absolutely.
we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we absolutely give you guys all the time on that one. And
I
he's
don't
saying,
necessarily know if the Lightning got lucky on the power play, though, Wade, because they've been doing that all season long. They've been cashing in just about every single time. They figure out a way, whether it's Braden Point or Steve Stamkos, they'll maneuver the puck enough to open up a little bit of a lane, and they'll always go for that one-timer between those two guys, and that's usually always Kucherov.
Yeah. And we got Derek S. saying Flyers fan here. Nice. Nice, Derek. Good to see that you were part of that.
God. D, you got your boy. You got a fellow Red Wings fan with us now. That's awesome.
Well,
I love it. I love seeing all these new names.
Yeah, we got a Red Wings fan here. Ryan, Lightning, Wade, Hurricanes, TT. Oh, he's a Bruins fan. Oh, TT, no.
Bruins have been
no.
It's been a good series, though. It's been a very good series.
But in all seriousness, though, TT. In all seriousness, TT, though, welcome. But I will say this now up front. I hate the Bruins very, very much. Just wanted to make that obvious. I know I'm a Flyers fan. That should go without saying. But still, just want to be honest.
That Bruins Islander series through 3 games has been very, very hard fought. But I want to jump back here to DB real quick. It says Scheifele should have went for the puck with Evans set down like that because they would have had it. So I get it. I do. But like I said, frustrations, emotions, they get the best of you in a fast-paced game like this. And I'm not defending Scheifele because I think he got what he deserved. But Evans has to be smarter as well. But you have to know that, wrapping around like that and keeping your head down, you're going to get popped. I mean, guys get popped all the time for admiring their passes. And people kind of just shrug it off, whatever. And I get we're not going to shrug this one off because of a major injury. Like Jake Evans was stretchered off. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not really defending Scheifele. But I just want people to see the other side too, that Jake Evans should have made a better decision and had better awareness making that play, making that decision to wrap around and keeping his head down to put himself in that vulnerable position to get crushed.
Now, would you consider this situation? Would you consider the idea of a player who is
Andrew,
that now?
Sorry, Andrew. I want to. We kicked off the show with the Leafs, so you're gonna have to go back and check it out. I want to just send you my condolences on what is probably one of the worst collapses I've seen in a long time from a team that should be heading to the Stanley Cup final.
Listen, man, that's tough. I mean, I know what it's like for your team to kick you in the nuts. The Flyers have done it to me multiple times, but I feel bad for you guys. That was bullshit. You guys should have won that series. I don't know, like that. The team just, it didn't work. Like for some reason, the team didn't get it going in that Game 7, and it was in front of their fans. They had fans for the first time since March and everything, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, and it didn't get any juice going or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, it's just, I don't. That's really bad.
Also, Andrew as well, and I'm gonna just take a shot at your last name. I know you said you're French, so I'm gonna say Vicenzi. I thought that sounded really Italian. Sorry.
I was saying Beauchamp, but I could be wrong on that.
Beauchamp? What's that? I think it's definitely Bouche. Because Francois Beauchemin had it spelled just like that,
yeah.
But anyway, you can't be too hard on Corey Perry because that was just incidental contact. That was nothing that he had intended. Unfortunately, Jonathan Tavares received a hit from Ben Sherratt just as that happened. Perry tried to avoid it, but because of how JT fell, he fell into his knee. I don't think there was anything Corey could have done to avoid that hit at all. It was purely accidental, and you can tell by players don't usually say I got sick to my stomach after watching it. It was, it kind of was what it was. Like it sucks to say, but it's the truth. Like Corey Perry is not at fault for that. Ben Sherratt is not at fault for that. Jonathan Tavares is not at fault for that. It was just one of those freak plays that happens. And it does happen. And it's unfortunate that happened to Jonathan Tavares. I like JT. I think he's one of the better leaders, and I think he's one of the better players in the league. TT, what went wrong with the Maple Leafs? I don't know. I really don't.
It's real simple. They
just collapsed.
They didn't play up. It's like they as Montreal started to find their defensive footing and they stopped really testing Carey Price. It just became routine for them, and they just started frustrating the Maple Leafs to the point where eventually they won the series. Here's the thing: we said this about. We know how dangerous Carey Price is. If he starts getting into a groove, it's very hard to score on him. And what made it worse was that the Montreal defense said, hey, guys, we're just going to play really great defense, and we're going to give you guys nothing. And that's ultimately what happened. It crushed them at the end of that series. And it's like, but here's the thing, though. Toronto as a team needs to figure that out. I know it's hard to beat defensive teams if they're playing really well, but you have a very good offense. You have some of the best offensive talent people would murder for. And you have to figure out how to break through that defense. You had 3 games to do it, and you didn't do it in either of those games. There's something to be said for that. It's not just, they put really great defense. Like, no, you won 3 games previously. You should have been able to get that last win. There's no reason why you shouldn't have been able to.
I mean, Montreal was playing a lot of that the last 3 games. They were just out working them for the puck. They were cashing in on turnovers. Like I was saying earlier in the show, Eric Stahl's first goal in Game 7, that was off a turnover. That was off a bad turnover, too. So, I mean, who said it? Where is it? Oh, Benny. You just pulled the thing up. Where was Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews the entire series?
Yeah.
Austin Matthews had, 4 assists in the entire series?
No
I think Mitch Marner had a goal and a couple assists.
One thing that
didn't show up in games 5, 6, and 7.
Matthews apparently didn't have a shot in Game 7 until the second period, which is pretty bad. Like, you didn't have a shot till the second period. You're Austin Matthews. You should be shooting that puck more often than not, trying to get your team into this game.
Yeah, and people want to sleep on the Montreal defense. I'm not going to lie. I was one of them about midway through the season after they really came back down to earth. I'm like, all right, maybe this Montreal team isn't as good as we think it is. After starting off, what was it? They like 9-0, 10-1, something along those lines. And they really cooled off and came back down to earth. I didn't think Montreal was like their defense stepped up in the last 3 games, and they just flat out outworked Toronto. They just flat out outworked them. They didn't want to go home. They weren't ready, and clearly, because they wound up winning the last 3 games. Game 7, they dominated. They just flat out dominated in Game 7. Toronto didn't get a goal until the final minute and a half of the third period. They finally cashed in on Carey Price, and it was the only guy who was consistently producing from Toronto, and that was William Nylander.
A DB saying, I heard a rumor that Marner refused to change to the point from the board on the power play. If that's true, then they have even more problems because their power play was ass.
They asked him about that. Mitch Marner said no. He flat out said, I would do anything I need to do on the power play. He said, at the end of the day, all I care about is winning. I mean, that could just be him saying what he needs to say to the media. I don't know. But he's already come out and said that other way, he's like, no. He's like, I'll do what I got to do on the power play. At the end of the day, I want to win games.
See, honestly, I don't know because I've never heard that being an issue with him ever before. So I if it becomes something that you start to see next year, then maybe there's truth to that. But I wouldn't necessarily jump to the conclusions and say that's 100% fact. Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, DB does bring up a good point.
On the source, like you can't trust most of these. Like there's a few guys out there you can rely on. Like we're not the guys that are going to sit there and put reports out there. We're going to be the guys who are giving our opinions on some of those reports, whether they be true or false. We're not reporters. We're not journalists. We're broadcasters.
And we've seen those experts get shit wrong a lot in the recent years. It's just, you don't know.
I felt bad for Jack too, DB and Andrew. I felt bad for Jack because he played out of his mind in that series. He's played out of his mind all season long with Toronto. I mean, he was going into the playoffs with I think it was like a 9.30, 9.40, something like that save percentage. Something along those lines. Like he was doing a hell of a job. He was saving pucks. He was doing what he needed to do. He was doing his part.
Yeah, but here's the thing though with Campbell. I think he showed a lot this year, and I wouldn't be surprised if Campbell comes into next year and he's got a chance to compete for the starting position. I mean, not to say that Freddie. What's up?
He's done enough. They'll platoon.
Yeah, and I think he's earned that right. I think he showed a lot this year in terms of coming into a situation that you don't. It's not an enviable task. You're walking in as a rookie to the playoffs with a team that hasn't won a playoff series since 2004, and that still stands. You got to try and backstop this team, and he played rather well. So you got to give him a lot of credit for that. It's not an enviable spot, but he handled it well.
Who said it? Yeah, TT. They were absolutely hungrier.
Yeah,
they weren't ready. They're not ready to go home. They're gonna make it with everything going on in the series with Winnipeg now. After just one game, there's a good possibility that what happened with Scheifele is gonna fuel the fire, and Montreal could wind up representing the North in the conference finals, which is crazy to think about.
That would be nuts to think that.
It wouldn't be the first time we've seen it. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen it.
Yeah,
I mean, I referenced them earlier. What year was it? The 2012 LA Kings, 8 seed, won the Stanley Cup. The first 8 seed to win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, actually, were they the only? I think they were the only 8th seed to win the Stanley Cup because it wasn't long after that they changed the whole format to the one we have now. But
well, yeah, I mean, even
still, that just makes it even more significant. You know what I mean? It just means that it's even bigger than just being.
I mean, that's what they're saying. They're saying we got Carey Price, we're good.
Yeah,
we're all right. He'll still, and yeah, I like Winnipeg. I think they're a fun team, and I
thank you, Andrew.
Appreciate that, Andrew. Make sure all you guys who just sub turn on the notification so you know when we go live every week. Every Thursday, 10 o'clock, same time. For those of you on the East Coast, it's 10 o'clock, and then obviously whatever coast time zones you guys are in, subtract whatever it is, whether it be an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours.
The mathematician of the show, the Darkwing Brian Daly.
Far from mathematician. Yeah, I mean, Carey Price is, he's going to be the X factor in how far Montreal goes, for sure. And they're getting scoring from everybody. It's not like it's just the same guys. Like Kakaniemi's been really good in this playoff series. Nick Suzuki's picked up right where he left off.
And I mean, honestly, we saw
experience.
Well, we look at what we saw last year. We saw a preview of what this team could be if everything's going well for them, and they're in a groove, and Carey Price is playing well, and they're got that feverish feeling. I mean, Prism's got it right. They're a pack of dogs, and they can absolutely be that way, Montreal. And we saw that. They beat Pittsburgh that way. The Penguins didn't see that coming, and then they almost got the Flyers. But if it was, if it wasn't for Carter Hart, who knows what the fuck would have happened there. But, but that's just an example. We saw like a prequel of what could happen to a team if they don't take Montreal seriously, or if they have Montreal down and they think they have them out. Yeah. And, we that's what happened this year. That's exactly what happened this year.
Aaron, we appreciate it, brother. We appreciate you joining the show, subbing on. Welcome to the ATD fan, brother. We really appreciate it. Have a great night as well.
Yeah, you have a great night, man. And, we'll see what the Avs can do this year. The Avs may very well win their 3rd cup and add it to the trophy case.
They are the favorites. I'll say it again. They are the favorites.
The only negative thing they've got on them is the President's Trophy, but the last time we had a shortened season, the President's Trophy winner won the Stanley Cup. That was the good old Blackhawks.
Yeah, different situation, though. So, I mean, we'll see.
True. It was a lockout. A little different. Yeah, a little different.
It wasn't because of pandemic. So, I just hope everybody in the chat staying safe and doing what they need to do to get this BS behind us. But anyway, Andrew says the Jets is the second favorite team.
Oh, so he's got both of his favorite teams fighting each other. Yeah.
I do like the Jets. They are a fun team to watch. They really are. A lot of fun players. I mean, when he's not being a scumbag, although I don't really think he's been a scumbag, but I think his just emotions got the best of him. Love Mark Scheifele. Love Blake Wheeler. Stastny's been good since he's going back to Winnipeg. Kyle Connor. I love Kyle Connor. He's a great young player for Winnipeg.
And their defense is always solid. Defense is always solid. Connor Hellebuck is the hell of a goaltender. He's a top 5 goaltender, in my opinion.
The American dream of goaltenders. He's the best. He has to be the best U.S. goaltender in the league right now. I can't think of any other U.S.-born goaltender that's, and wait a minute. Gibby's American, is he not? Or is he Canadian?
Jonathan Gibson?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gibby's from Pittsburgh.
That's what I thought. I thought he was American.
Jesse, you're ridiculous. I love it. Montreal needs to find players named Yamaha and Kawasaki so they can have a Suzuki, Yamaha, and Kawasaki line.
And Nick Suzuki, he's played very well in this playoffs too.
He's been good. He's been very good. I mean,
we
he's
saw
an underrated player.
He is, man. He was scary last year when the Flyers were playing Montreal. I was scared to death when he got the puck, and there was reasons for that, and he showed that this year in the playoffs. When he gets the puck, shit can happen, and it's not good for you. It's good for them.
Yeah, Jesse, Spencer Knight. I'm calling it like I've been saying it for a couple of weeks now. I know, Jesse, you haven't been here. So, bold prediction for the offseason. Spencer Knight becomes the starter for the Florida Panthers, and Sergei Bobrovsky gets traded to Edmonton.
I've been hearing about the possibility that they could be in the running for that. I mean, I think for Bobrovsky, honestly, I think it probably would be best if he left Florida and he went somewhere else.
They're putting themselves in a terrible situation where they have a goaltender who's not really performing as well as he should, making $10.5 million, or at least having a $10.5 million cap hit. Spencer Knight, who's a young stud who looked great despite losing the games against Tampa in the playoffs. In a hard situation for a young rookie goaltender to really make his playoff debut. In games where they're not really they're in a tough situation. Spencer Knight and Chris crap. I never remember the dude's last name. They're gonna be the goaltenders in Florida. You're going young.
It was a Drieger.
Solid. Yeah, Drieger. He's just somebody's gonna be the odd man out. And who's it gonna be? Edmonton needs a starting goaltender. Edmonton needed a starting goaltender for a few years now.
Bob just can't perform in the playoffs. I mean, he did play decently in Columbus. I mean, I just think Columbus just could not get out of the first round while he was there.
Well, that was the problem. The problem was their offense. Defensively, they were fine. They couldn't score goals against Pittsburgh that year.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, they were playing Pittsburgh. I mean, what were you going to do? That was when Pittsburgh was winning 2 straight games.
Matt freaking Murray and Tristan Jarry that year.
Yeah,
Andrew, appreciate it.
Thank you, Andrew.
Family, Andrew.
Take it easy, man. And good luck surviving this Habs-Jets series since they're your 2 favorite teams.
That raid was awesome. We got a few new guys here. Hopefully we can get some more.
Absolutely. So thank you, guys. Thank you.
Have to find what was it, HTH?
HTH.
I gotta find a hockey. I'm gonna have to reach out to the hockey guy. Show him some love.
Absolutely. That was awesome. That was very, very awesome on that part. So thank you very much. We appreciate that. And we always...
If any of the guys from that raid are still in here, just let me know how I can reach out to him.
Yeah, if anybody's left on that raid, let us know, because we would definitely like to reach out and give our love and support for that, because they showed the love and support to us. And
I'll take hockey channel. Gotcha. Thanks,
there we go. Thanks, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you. I see you too. Awesome.
Yeah, TT. Yeah. Thank you for joining in, brother. We appreciate it. And, this is an interesting situation, with everything going on right now. Before we move forward, before we continue our run of the second round, Chris said he just went and subscribed to them. So, we'll take care. We'll do that as well. So before we move forward and before we send this off, I thought we could have a little fun here towards the end of the show. I thought of this where we go through our picks in the first round, and we'll do this with Rob next week. But we go through our picks and we do a plus minus, and we'll see where we end up. What's our differential going to look like? Did we do well? Did we do badly? How did we do when we were picking our playoff winners, our series winners in the first round. So
Interesting.
I'll go through mine first, and we'll start off in the Central Division. So the Central Division, we started it off with, and I had picked Carolina to beat Nashville, and I had also picked Florida to beat Tampa. So I'm at 0. I'm even because I got one right and I got one wrong. Awesome. I got Carolina right, and I picked Florida. Like, damn it, I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have bought into the Florida hype.
I'm in the same boat. I picked Carolina, and I picked Florida. I thought there was something. I thought Florida had something special going with them because they finally had the goaltending going the way they wanted. I mean, you lose Aaron Ekblad, that's huge. Not just your best defender, it's your team captain. To probably the most freak knee injury I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm even on that one. I think Carolina was kind of a no doubter.
Yeah, that was a no-brainer
for sure.
But give Nashville credit though. They fought hard in that series, and I think they definitely earned the respect of the Hurricanes in that one.
Yeah.
But let's see here. Next up, we'll go to the West. This one, I picked Vegas and I picked Colorado, so I'm a +2 now. So I got none of them wrong.
So it was the West, right?
Yep.
I picked Vegas. Oh, God, they made that interesting.
They did.
Minnesota. What an up-and-coming team.
Yes.
And Colorado I picked too. So I'm 2 for 2 on that one.
All right, so we're both +2 right now. So, all right, so far, defensive pair's doing fine. Let's see how long we got. Let's see how that changes. Let's go north. Let's go to the Canadian Deathmatch division. And let's see here. We've got...
I'm 0 for 2. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah.
I picked Edmonton and Toronto. Both of them got upset.
I picked the Maple Leafs to beat the Canadians. That was my first mistake. I should have realized from last year that it's like, Montreal's going to get out of the first round. That's just what they do. And then I picked Edmonton to somehow, some way, not shit the bed in the first round.
So, I just saw real quick. I just saw a replay of that Marchand goal. He just flat out beat him. There was no screen, no deflection, nothing like that. He just flat out sniped it.
That's a bad goal to give up if you're Varlamov.
That's a bad shot, man, from that angle. That was. Listen, you can say what you want about Brad Marchand being a dirty player and all that stuff. The dude has tremendous scoring ability from all over. You got to give him this dude credit. He's a great producer in this league.
Great player, but still a piece of shit.
No doubt. I'm just saying that you got to give Marchand his due credit, whether you hate him or love him.
Yeah, I got you.
You got to give him his due credit. He really is a great goal scorer in the league.
Yeah, the TT agrees. That Marchand goal was awesome.
That was a great shot.
I'm sure TT was jumping up and down, just like, holy shit, we just won. But anyway, that's what I was doing when the Flyers would get those OT wins against the Islanders. Anyway,
Tom Wilson.
That's a good one.
Probably throw Ryan Reeves in that conversation now too.
Oh yeah, Ryan Reeves surprisingly did not get a whole hell of a lot of discipline for the shit he pulled though. That was kind of crazy.
That wasn't really necessary.
I get it, but he has a history, and I'm
surprised.
It's just he's got that microscope on him because he has the history, you know.
Yeah, but he didn't do anything bad. He threw a guy to the ice. That was about it. He didn't throw any punches. He didn't do anything dirty. He just ragdolled the dude. That was it.
Yeah. But anyway, again,
there could have been something I'm missing from that. So.
Yeah, but we got both. I got both of those picks wrong. So great. Well, I was a +2. Now I'm back to even. Wonderful. Okay. To the East to finish this one up. I picked the Islanders because fuck Pittsburgh, and so that was right. Hate is a very good choice, very good motivator. So it helped me here. So yes. So the Islanders won that series, and then I did pick Boston. I was thinking Washington, but then at the last minute I pulled it back because I think it was like a couple weeks before the playoffs we were previewing, and I thought I liked the goaltending in Boston better than I liked the goaltending in Washington. Turned out it wasn't the goaltending that you needed to worry about. It was more the entire Washington team not showing the fuck up. And that's pretty much what happened there in that series.
And I split that one too. So I picked Pittsburgh. They got upset. Although it wasn't really an upset. Boston is still a very good team. And they still have a lot to go too. Like I think they're doing a really good job of bringing in young guys and sending the old guys out.
Mm.
And then what was the other one? Boston?
Washington.
Sorry, Islanders in Pittsburgh. I had Pittsburgh beating the Islanders. Islanders upset them because Ilya Sorokin was ridiculous in that first round. And then I had Boston beating Washington, so I went 1 for 1 anyway. So we're 1 for 2.
All right, and I went 2 for 2. So I wound up being a +2 at the end of the first round, and you were a +1. So there you go. So we ended up on the positive side of the coin. So there we go. Not too bad.
My teams are still in the Stanley Cup race for my Stanley Cup final, so it could be worse.
That's true. That is true. What do you think about this, though? Bob could end up with the Caps.
I doubt it. Only reason I doubt that, at least right away, is Henrik Lundqvist will be the starter next year. He has already said he's coming back, so he's going to get to work. He's going to get to do that contract that he signed with the Capitals, and then Ilya Samsonov, however you want to say his last name. I'm always going to say Samsonov. American white boy. What are you going to do? And Samsonov played well. Like he didn't play poorly. He didn't play poorly at all. But yeah, between Lundqvist and Samsonov, I just don't see Bob going to the Capitals yet. If he even survives another year in Florida, which I don't think he will. I think he goes to Edmonton because Edmonton's got to make a move. They haven't had a goaltender for
ever
since Cam Talbot.
Yeah, and we use that term
that was
loosely.
A flash in the pan. That was a flash in the pan season.
Yeah, that was the. I think that was the year that they won one round in the playoffs, and then they lost the next round to Anaheim in that weird Game 7 where they blew that lead.
I think that was.
Was that Smith?
It wasn't Mike Smith. It was. Give me a second. I'll think of it. No, you know what? Maybe it was Cam Talbot because that was what 2015.
Yeah, it was somewhere around that range.
Jeez,
and
6 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Oh.
That was that was interesting. Benny's saying
Copley. I forgot about Copley. Yeah, he's going to be in the running for the NHL roster as well coming into camp.
Hey, maybe we do you think that you think maybe the Flyers gave the goaltending carousel, hopefully gifted that to Washington? I hope we did. We're no longer having to deal with it. Washington can deal with it for the next 2 decades of not having a goaltender.
No, because they have a goaltender. They have 2 potential goaltenders, and
yeah, good point.
Depends on how they handle it and build the defense to support it. So I mean, we'll see what happens there.
Unfortunately, you're right. There's very few teams that are. Yeah, there's very few organizations that are more incompetent at finding goaltending talent or giving up on goaltending talent than Philadelphia. We're just.
But the good news is that guy who was incompetent with it is no longer in charge. So
that is true.
Now Flyers have Carter Hart, Felix Sandstrom, and who's the other goaltender that they're big on?
Oh shit!
Some funky last name. Usamenko.
Thank you. Yes, Usamenko. There we go. There we go.
They're big on.
Yeah,
dude. It is hard to find a good solid goaltender. Flyers have potentially 3.
If we wind up having
2, Pittsburgh.
That's true.
Pittsburgh maybe still has 1 in Tristan Jarry. Jury's still out. Florida's got potentially 3. Who's another big one?
I mean,
the Kings DB. Who's the young goaltender that they have that they're big on? Marty Jones again. The big one.
Yeah, he had a really good year this year, even though the team, he still played well for them. You know what I mean? But
Jar's only 25 years old. He's just entering his prime.
Then
again, the defense doesn't help.
Here's the thing, though. Actually, come to think about it, somebody was thinking that maybe Gibby would wind up in Pittsburgh. I know that he wasn't trying to stay in Anaheim because of rebuilding situations.
And yeah, he's still here.
I don't know. I heard rumors of that. I'm not saying they're true, but
Peterson.
I heard
Peterson's his name. Yep. Yeah,
and then Peterson.
Yeah. TC Tuca's being Tuca. He's not doing anything different than he's done in the past.
And actually, one thing I do want to say, TT, how do you feel about Boston fans using Tuca as a scapegoat? Because I don't feel like that's fair. I feel like they do blame him a lot for things that are not his fault. It's like sometimes it happens where the team gets beat. There's not much else to say about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, from your perspective, you being the Bruins fan, because on the outside, I feel like, why are people picking on Rask? It's like he's the last person I'd pick on. Out of the Bruins team that's been a competitive team to the point where they've made the Stanley Cup Finals 3 times in the previous decade and won one. So, I mean, it's just,
Yeah, and I mean, just to kind of run off a couple other teams, Carolina's great in their goaltending situation.
They got
their starter just named the Rookie of the Year candidate.
Yeah, they got Nedeljkovic, and he could very well be the guy who's going to take up. Oh, happy birthday to you, Mr. Jesse Davis.
Happy birthday, Jess.
And
you
TT.
have Peter Mrazek behind him.
True. TT saying, I don't like it at all. Some B fans will look for anyone to blame. Yeah, I hear you. And we were going, and Flyers fans were going through the same issue, too. There were some people who were trade Carter Hart. When the moment I heard that, I was like, who the fuck idiots in the Flyers fan base is saying trade Carter Hart?
Because he doesn't have 0 goals against, and his save percentage isn't 100%.
Yeah, I know. God forbid that, he's not, his save percentage isn't, at 1,000.
I mean, like,
1.000.
It sucks because he's still a young kid.
Yeah.
Hart still needs to develop a little bit. But how many good goaltenders have had rough starts?
Yeah.
Some of the best in the history have had rough starts. But he's 22. Gotta chill. Let him develop a little bit. He's gonna have sophomore slump. He lost his sports psychologist. His work ethic slipped. COVID played a part. I mean, I know that's probably not the best excuse, but it's what he said. It was in his head. It affected him. And it affects some people. It affects some people better than others.
Yeah. And TT saying also some B fans are just awful and make the fan base look bad. Well, I know that pain, man. There are some Flyers fans out there that would be like, oh, boy. Yep. Oh, God. Some still think it's 1980 or 1970.
Fan base,
and it's just.
We all have them. We all have them.
Yeah, that's true. We all got that guy who says weird, outlandish thing. Well, I'll call him the Harold Ballards of the fan base who make outlandish claims. You'll be like, oh, God, please tell me this person's not a spot of influence. But anyway, let's see, DB here. LA or Detroit are taking Wallstedt in this draft. And I could see it. Wallstedt is a very highly touted goaltender coming into the draft this year.
I haven't done enough research. I've looked up like the top 10 people, like maybe even as low as the top 5.
He's the best out of all of them.
Yeah, I haven't really gone too deep into a lot of the other guys like Luke Hughes. I've seen obviously Owen Power, Dylan Gunther. I'm really looking forward to Shane Wright next year, and then the kid Mateev Michkov from Russia. That kid's going to be great in the 2023 draft. I'm excited to see him. Yeah.
And goalies get the blame just like the QBs in football. I could see that. Or a pitcher in baseball or something.
Unfortunately, it's the truth. Unfortunately, it's the truth.
Yeah, and DB saying we need a solid goaltender. And then Jesse saying everyone knows the Flyers fan dads out there complain the team isn't full of goons. Beat the shit out of everyone like they did in the 70s. Yes.
Oh. I tell you, man, those fans are the worst. They're the worst. Why didn't you club him with your stick? Why didn't you Donnie Bashir him to the Marty McShane? Bro, come on. No. It ain't that
Where's the when are we going to get Todd Fedoruk back?
Hey, listen, I know we're not getting Shane Wright there, D. So I'm just excited to see the kid play in the NHL. I would love to have him in Anaheim. I don't think it's going to happen. It definitely ain't happening. He ain't going to Detroit. You better knock your shit off now, bro. He ain't going to Detroit. Detroit's going to finish in the top 10 spot again next year.
Don, you need to become a member because you need to become a member because if you do, then when we have the official entry draft show, you and Brian can have a war of words over who got who.
We could do that. Oh, it'd be great. I would love it. Him, Priz, Jesse, DB, all you guys.
Jesse Lindros would have taken care of Reeves. Oh, that's funny.
That's a fact.
That's true.
That's a fact.
Lindros.
Well, no, maybe not because he couldn't handle Scott Stevens.
Well, no. Well, here's the thing. Stevens caught him when his head was down, which give credit where credit is due. That is also somewhat Lindros' fault because he put his head down. And back then, no one gave a shit. But at the same time,
that was hockey then.
That was hockey back then. You never put your head down unless you especially if a guy like Scott Stevens was on the ice. Are you fucking idiotic? Apparently he was. But
he crossed center ice, kept his head down, admired the pass,
and then boom, that was Scott Stevens to a freaking T. That's everything he used to do.
And the same thing happened to Paul Kariya, and Paul Kariya was dead on the ice for probably about 5 seconds.
He probably actually did die. Like he legitimately probably.
He was out cold though.
Oh,
he was out cold before he hit the ice, and he just laid there. Crazy.
Ugh.
Still crazy.
Still
one of the best calls in NHL history.
TT saying we'll be streaming the games tomorrow. Unfortunately, no, we will not be. We're a weekly show, so unfortunately we don't do that. But we do try to cover everything as best we can. And when we get the live show, we get the live reactions. We absolutely do them on the Thursday nights, which is what our normal night is. Unfortunately, scheduling and other shows on the channel and such like that. So, but you can always check out Hockey Happy Hour on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. And if you want to look us up and stuff like that, I may not always be on, but I know Brian, Rob, they like to interact with you guys, so they're always willing to talk to you guys about stuff like that and everything. So, absolutely.
And like I said, TT, man, turn on the notifications since you subscribe, man. You'll get the alerts for not only our show, but all the other, 17 shows we have on the station now?
Yeah, we got a ton.
So we don't do just hockey, man. We do baseball, football, basketball. We have a pure soccer show. We have wrestling shows. We have guys on the weekly roundup on Saturdays that talk. They'll talk MMA, UFC. They'll talk all that stuff. So we got all the bases covered here at A2D Radio. So whatever you like, man. We got a show for everybody.
Yes, we do. We absolutely do. And Don, as long as the Wings have Blashill as a coach, we're always going to be top 10.
Unfortunately, that's true. TT, for sure. We love talking hockey. We love talking hockey with everybody. So
absolutely,
all your boys, Bruins fans or not, tell them to subscribe, man. We love talking hocky.
All fans welcomed. All fan bases welcomed. Even if you're a rival fan base, doesn't matter. We don't care.
Disagree.
We absolutely do.
Guys, we're not gonna boot you for having a different opinion than us.
Absolutely. And listen, perfect example of how very much open we are to every fan base. One of our former hosts on here, Mr. Mikey Klinkov, he was a Penguins fan. So if we had a Penguins fan on this show for almost a year and a Flyers fan on that side just saying, he's a cool guy, I think we'll be fine. So I think we're good.
we're all about agree, disagree here. We may yell, we may shout at each other, we may call each other some names, but at the end of the day, it's agree to disagree, baby. No love lost. No love lost.
Yeah,
me and Maddie go at it just about every week.
Pretty much. We don't really agree on much. We agree on a few things, and the few times we do, it's actually, I think we need to actually have like a counter for this many days that Brian and Matt didn't agree.
This many days since Brian and Matt have agreed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Something along those lines. It's never love loss. It's never love loss. That's why I love what we do here.
Yeah,
And
you never know.
everybody here's thick-skinned, so.
Yeah, you never know, too. Also, sometimes when someone disagrees with you, you can see it from a different perspective. Like, oh, okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Sometimes that does happen. But then he said,
your Jordan Binnington update is he's golfing somewhere.
yes. Yeah,
He's
no,
golfing somewhere.
he's not talking with anybody or anything like that. So
Probably having some kind of a anger management issue on some green somewhere for missing a putt. I'm not sure.
yeah. TT, got it
Exactly,
right.
TT, that's exactly what we do here.
Absolutely. You know, we can always. It's always fun. You know, like you can always bring up, yeah, my team won a cup in 2011, and then I could always throw back, yeah, well, we beat you when that reverse sweep in 2010. Although the cup trumps it, but you know, anyway.
And every once in a while, we'll have a guest too. So I'm
Yeah,
still in the work
absolutely.
of getting a few people. So
Yeah, and we do have Riley Cote who does come on here from Body.
yeah,
Check
we have
Wellness, our
Riley
show sponsor.
Cote about once a month who is the Body Check Wellness guy. He owns Body Check Wellness, one of our sponsors, and he also used to play in the NHL. We've had Chris Pronger on the show. We've had Colby Cohen, who's a former player, on the show. We've had John Riley, who's a player development coach, on the show. So once in a while we'll have him. We had Jason Martinez, who's a big hockey guy. And
we have Flyers
he's a
beat
radio
writer. What was his name?
Sam Carchidi.
Sam Carchidi. There we go. Sam
One of the better
Carchidi.
beat writers in all of hockey, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
That's
That's one of those guys that you do want to read the report on because he usually gives you the facts. Pretty much 90% of the time, it's facts from him. But
TT, any friends? You know, keep going through HTH, and I'm going to reach out to him and thank him for that raid, and you know, just reach out. Let's get as many hockey fans in here as we possibly can.
I wouldn't want everyone to be a Bruins fan. Some of them annoy me.
Some Ducks fans annoy me.
And some Flyers fans annoy me.
Flyers fans annoy me anyway. So Jesse's all right. Jesse's all right. This guy over here, this way.
Wrong way.
He's okay. Hove, our third guy in. I like him. He's all right. Priz, I don't know who you root for, Priz. You a Stars fan?
No, I think he's a Hawks fan.
He's a Red Wings fan. Benny's a Flyers fan. Well, like I said, we're Philly based, so we'll get a lot of Flyers fans in here.
Every once in a while, though, we get other fan bases. But Benny's Nation, does anyone think that Lindros would own this league, considering his size and speed, and you can't get away with the type of hits that ended his career?
You have to go there. Oh Jesus! I'm glad we don't have that picture saved.
Oh, the Sarah Jessica Verla. Let me see if I can find that back here on the back end.
We'll talk to you next week, man.
TT's heading out? All right, man.
No, DB.
Oh, DB. Oh, DB, take it easy, brother. Let me see if I can find that. Hold on a second. I'm going to take a quick look through things here. Let me see. I don't think I can. Darn it. I was hoping I could find that.
Thank God. Thank God. There's apparently this thing going. Apparently, I look like Sarah Jessica Parker or some shit like that. We have all kinds of fun stuff. We have all kinds of fun stuff. Like when our actual producer's on with us, and he'll do like they take shots at me left and right. So it's a fun time. It's a good time over here.
Oh, let's see.
Jerome Penner, pages you follow, us specifically.
I think
that you should follow. Pages that you should follow is easy. HUD Radio. Hit that like. Turn on the notifications. Hit that subscribe.
Oh, good. So here's Prism's fan base. So Blackhawks 1, Habs 2, Stars 3.
Okay. I just wasn't sure. Because Priz, you and I talk so many different teams that I've lost track of who you like. All right. So that makes more sense now since we've talked. Actually, that makes more sense now that we've talked specifically Blackhawks. And more specifically, Jonathan Taves. That makes more sense to me. All right.
So
what'd you do? Hit the wrong button?
That wasn't me. There was somebody admin who came in here, so it's most likely that was Ryan. So he was listening. Either that or it was Frank. It was one of them.
It was Frank.
Yeah,
right over the chat.
And Don just scared the shit out of Don.
Oh, probably. Yeah, you got to keep an eye out for that too, TT. We'll have that Matty Ryan alert.
Yeah, every once in a while, but not right now though because the Flyers aren't here. But trust me, when the Flyers start playing again, yeah, there'll be reasons for it. There'll definitely be legitimate reasons for that to pop up.
Jesse,
but anyway,
Sarah Jessica Parker is going to trend because of A2D Radio, and yours truly.
It's good that you're setting trends for somebody.
Oh,
yeah,
he is in
there's
here.
Brodo.
There's Brodo. There he is.
Jesse, rest in peace, headphone user. Oh, but anyway,
my poor eardrums are bleeding.
All right, guys. So, so that was tonight's edition of the Hockey Happy Hour. We got through everything that we wanted to get through here, and
then some.
Yeah.
And then some. I want to. He's sad to say that wasn't him.
Okay, so then that was Frank. It was Frank.
I want to give it two shout outs here.
Sure.
One to Nikolai Ehlers for doing what he did after the Scheifele hit and doing everything he could to protect Jake Evans. Huge show of humility there for him. So making sure that nobody dropped on him, fell on him, or whatever, getting pushed or shoved, protecting Jake. Great move by Nikolai Ehlers. 2. And I want to make sure this gets back to him. So if anybody, TT, any of you other guys from Hot Take Hockey, thank you to Hot Take Hockey for the raid. Mm-hmm. You guys are awesome over there. So thanks to TT, all the new guys that subscribe, TT, Andrew, Aaron, all you guys. We love having you guys be a part of the show. Love the comments. Definitely join us next week. Subscribe if you haven't. You guys were awesome. And like I said, I'm gonna make sure I personally reach out to him and thank him for that. And again, thanks to the Hot Take Hockey guy. So
yep.
Appreciate you guys. We really do.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. We love it. We appreciate it. And we thank everybody who came in on that raid, who's here right now, who subbed and subscribed. And for those who just chimed in on that raid, thank you as well. We appreciate all the love and support that you guys give us.
We too. Especially we're good. We're friendly with a lot of other people. And, just because of that, what he did for us, that's awesome. It's just awesome. That's great.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I'm going to personally reach out to him.
Yeah. So, thank you guys very much for that. Very much appreciated. And we hope to see more of you guys, next week and moving forward as we continue through this lovely death match for the Stanley Cup that is paraded around as the Stanley Cup Playoffs. But we thank you all for
Yeah, Brandon's got that right for sure.
But we thank you all for joining us for another edition of the Hockey Happy Hour. Rob will be back next week. Unfortunately, he was not here this week. But, he will be back. The Broken One will be back to grace us all with his presence and to give his expert analysis of what's been going on so far in the semifinals of, the division finals, really, if we want to go 1980s here. But we thank you for joining us again. And we will see you guys next week. First thing that we're going to do, though, is we're going to talk about some of our other sponsors. Besides Body Check Wellness, we will talk about them in just a moment, but we do have Specialized Physical Therapy, Dr. Paul Vidal. You can make an appointment at www.specializedphysicaltherapy.com. You can make an appointment on there and go to either Cherry Hill or Burlington, New Jersey. And, Bri, you know what we're talking about. They helped your shoulder out, and it's been great for you ever since.
I'm not lying when I say this. This isn't just me saying this to plug the sponsor. Dr. Paul, Allie Mae, and Carrie Lembo did a great job helping me rehab my shoulder. I'm probably stronger in my shoulder and my chest than I've ever been because of them. They did a great job. They're great people, super friendly. do whatever you need to do to get you better. They care about you more than anything else. So definitely check them out. Like I said, if you can, ask for Allie in Burlington. In Cherry Hill, ask for Carrie. But even if you get somebody that's not them, they all do a wonderful job over there.
Yeah, absolutely. And another sponsor that we have as well, if you're looking to buy or sell a home and looking for a change in career or brokerage, contact Alan Foy at eXp Realty LLC, and you can give him a call, 302-682-8820, or visit him at alan.foy@exprealty.com. Before you know it, guys, after you contacted him, you'll be moving into your new home, or you'll be selling your old home, and you'll be ready to start that next chapter in life, basically.
Crumbs? Who the hell are you calling a crumb?
Okay, Don. First off,
no, you got Prism going. Thanks, Don.
No,
seriously, dude, you got Prism going now. Jesus.
Prism can request one more hour. He's a member. Don, you need to be a member before you can start requesting that one more hour.
There you go. There you go. If you want to go on for one more hour, we need 10 more subscribers. And we'll go 3 hours next week. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. More memberships, and then you get that one more hour. Don, wow.
You want the perks? Here's the perk. You'll get one more hour with us. We'll go 3 hours next week. I don't know if
Don,
okay
you
with that, but
Don, you set yourself up for that one so bad too. That's the funny part. Oh, great, we got TT in it too.
I love it.
Oh my god!
Tell you, all y'all, it's $9.99 a month. You get all kinds of perks. You can even jump on the shows with us.
Yeah. So if you think one of us is full of shit, or if you think one of us is making great points and you want to agree with us, hey, you can do it on the air. There you go.
On the air, yeah. Just let us know you want to jump on the air with us, and we'll send you the link. You can jump on with us.
The Prism's like Perks McMahon walking. Oh my god, that's great.
Here's my question before we get out of here, because we're going on almost 2.5 hours now. I wanted to be in bed a half hour ago because I'm an old guy. Is it McMahon pre or post tearing his quads from walking down the ramp? That's the only thing I need to know.
It's a good question, actually. I'm going to say pre, but I don't know. Could be wrong. He said I'm going to call in next week. Oh, boy.
Don't give my secrets away. Shush.
Don, yeah, I think. Shit. Oh, my God.
As they go along, stop putting it out there.
No, and pre, by the way, from Prism on that one.
All right, that makes sense. All right, I just want to make sure. I just want to clarify.
All right, then. And then what else we got here? As well, All Campus OC, they just got back up and
running, by the way, so go check them out.
Yeah, back up and running. So go visit them. allcampusoc.com is where you can find them. I would bring up their info, but they are not in the section where all the other sponsors are.
So I think for the most part, go to Ocean City All Campus on the boardwalk. I believe it's between 11th and 12th Street. All kinds of great merch, apparel, all kinds of great stuff there. John Call will take good care of you. So go check him out at All Campus. I believe their website is allcampusoc.com.
Yeah, it's allcampusoc.com. And thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody who gave donations and thoughts and prayers and on the GoFundMe and whatnot when they were down and out. We very much appreciated that. Let's see. And then very importantly, many of us do struggle with family issues as well as mental health and addiction issues. Counseling Center at Sunrise Detox. Give them a call at 856-651-8117. Do not waste time. If a loved one or you need the help, go get the help. We don't want to see your loved ones or you going through any problems like that. And they're very serious issues. So Sunrise Detox, Counseling Center, 856-651-8117. Get that taken care of. It's very, very important.
Mental health, all that stuff. It's so important to stay centered as far as your mental health, addiction issues. It's just, it's horrible. Just need to be here. Not just, don't do it for anybody else. Do it for you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you got to do it for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, TT, you're in the family, bro. You're in the family now.
Yeah, it's too late now. You've joined.
Aaron,
Yeah.
Andrew, you're all in now. There ain't no getting out. Once you're in, you're in. You're done. Game over.
Yeah. When you're a Jet, you're a Jet.
Really.
Oh, anyway. So let's see here. One last sponsor that we'll throw out there, of course, Philly Drinkers, A2D. Get all the merchandise. That's where you can support us. That's what we love,
All
being
our
able to.
merch is
Yeah, and it's all good stuff. Bryce said it earlier. The T-shirts, hoodies. We also have mugs. We've got all kinds of great stuff out there for you guys.
TT, that's what I love, man. So you can go to phillydrinkers.com, man. We got all kinds of hockey happy hour merch there. We got T-shirts, hats. I think we're getting hoodies soon. There's just flat out A2D stuff there. So you can get just an A2D radio hoodie, get hashtag no notes on the back. Hats, mugs, show stickers, all kinds of great stuff over there. Blankets, socks. Alex has come out with a bunch of great stuff. I think they still have the board shorts there.
Sponsored by Prism and his associates, Don and TT.
Oh no, we're warping them already. Oh no.
Oh, all right.
See, this is why I love the family, man. We're so accepting of everybody. We bring everybody in. We're all family now. We're all family now. I love it.
We do, man. That's why it's the fam, man. Everybody's welcomed here, and everybody loves it. So yeah, so welcome to the fam, TT. Welcome to the fam, everybody who subbed and joined in, and anybody who's part of the raid. You're a part of the fam too. You're very much part of it as well. So, but yeah, guys. So thank you all for joining us. Hit that damn like and subscribe button as it says right here, and we'll see you guys next week. And Body Check Wellness, 20% off when you use the A2D code. So keep that in mind for focus and clarity with their products. But we'll see you guys next week right here on a2dradio.com. And we'll most likely have some games to do some live reactions to. If not, we'll definitely have plenty to talk about because it is the playoffs after all.
I think by that point we'll be in the conference finals. I think.
Yeah,
that's my prediction.
So we'll probably have at least one game to cover. If it's not the one that happens early, maybe we'll get the one that is a little later. So we might have one to react to.
Western Conference.
So that'll be next week, guys. Until then, we'll see you then. And if you live in New Jersey, you're good. If you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear your mask. But if you aren't, still wear it. And also, if you're in another state where it's the case, still do it. We're almost done. We're slowly getting there. But hey, if you have to, wear your mask. Stay safe. Stay healthy out there, guys. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace and love, everybody.